And we are live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standard, the podcast celebrating all the amazing things you can do while sitting, whether it's enjoying movies, watching television, or playing games. I'm one of your hosts, David Bray. I'm joined, as always, by my cohort, Gerald Bales.
Hi.
And we got a couple special guests here. We have Brandon Peterson.
That's Mr. Brandon Peterson to you.
Keeping up the tradition.
Taking the joke.
There you go. And his better half, Kayla Peterson.
Hi.
Hi. So nice. By the way, if you are listening to the podcast through all of the audio services, including SoundCloud,
Google Play,
Apple, iTunes,
Apple podcast app. It's different.
iTunes, Stitcher Radio, you should go to youtube.com/sitdownstandard. We do live video, well, not live, but we record the video podcast. It's live for us.
It was live once.
That's the definition of live to us.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, isn't like Saturday Night Live isn't actually like live anymore?
No, it is. They got the digital shorts and stuff, but everything else is live, right?
I don't think so. It's not like live. Like
the
word live.
I
think it's Saturday Night Live is what they're...
The monologue's live.
Yeah. Well, it's in front of an audience. This is taped in front of a live audience.
I mean, isn't that the definition of live?
I suppose.
No, it's not. Because they do sitcoms where it's just
actually like
filmed
clapping?
in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, remember that?
Like that, those stupid laugh.
It's some kisses.
Anyways, go to youtube.com/sitdownstandard to see our live.
I tried to drink my microphone.
All right. We're already off the rails. Awesome. But we're going to start the show with what we start every week with. Oh, what you doing? Oh, what you doing? What you doing?
You still letting him sing?
I just let him do
You
it.
can't.
He's the producer, so I just let him do what he wants.
Exactly. We'll start with Gerald since you're at the end of the table. Kind of different. You seem so far away, Gerald.
Oh, David, come here. All right, got a couple things, David.
Yes.
Let's see. Do you want to talk about my hat?
Sure, of course. I mean, it's obviously
Overwatch weekly update.
You guys listen to the podcast regularly, correct? You could just
Of course.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
Yeah.
Like a hostage.
They won't let us leave.
They're in the middle of us.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't leave.
No, this guy talks about Overwatch. Are you guys PC gamers? Or like, have you ever played a game on a PC?
It's a computer,
what's
David.
A PC?
What's a PC?
Personal computer, David.
No, this guy talks about this first-person shooter Overwatch. Like
with the gorilla.
Oh, there you go.
Winston, yeah, see you know.
Yeah, no, I just saw the commercial with the game.
Close enough.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about Overwatch. What's your update, buddy?
Season 1 ended, David.
What is the thing?
Competitive season. It's like every 2.5 months.
The game's been out for like a few months. We're already moving into a different season.
Yeah, season 2 is going to start in September.
Okay,
but they're gonna change the way the ranking's done. It doesn't really matter for people who don't really play Overwatch. But I ended, David.
Yes.
Skill rating 52.
Well, clearly,
out of 100, not bad.
That's failing, but okay.
Hey, to me that wasn't bad.
Did you just like I got a 52 on this test?
Yeah, but I ended the season at 41, but the highest I ever got was 52, and
so it's even worse.
So even worse. Yeah.
Okay. So, but no, they came out with a new map.
New map. They announced at Gamescom.
Have you played it, or has it been released?
No, it's only playable at Gamescom right now. But it's going to come out with the new season 2, I think, patch at the beginning of September.
Big map, small map. Which one?
It looks like a payload map, so you got to move the thing. You know what I'm talking
about. Yeah, like you have to deliver a bomb to another side of the map. So it's a big
like old castle. It looks kind of cool. A lot more vertical stuff, and
that's the one thing I don't like. I wish they had more of that as like more like you're talking verticality, where it's like
there's like a big tower in the middle. Looks like
that's always fun because you can jump down because there's no like fall damage, which is
right.
different from most first-person shooters. I like that.
Yep.
It's just Assassin's Creed. I just want every game to have that moment where you jump off of a tower and stab somebody.
I'm a GoldenEye true kind of guy.
We will get.
Speaking of GoldenEye, Brand, that's the next thing I was going to talk about.
Good segue.
GoldenEye Source came out. Sorry.
I love the glazed look in his eyes, like he knows what you're talking about.
So the Source engine is what, like, the new Counter-Strike, Half-Life 2, everything's built on. Some guy, or a team of people, I assume, have been redoing GoldenEye in that engine, and they finally released it. Yeah. They've been working on it for like 5 years or something like that.
I actually saw an article about that. So.
Yeah, David played for a little bit. I played for a little bit. It's it's just multiplayer, no campaign, but they have like the golden gun, they have paintball mode, they have all the tropes, all the sounds are there. The weird, you have to hold shift to like aim the weird.
Yeah, but the problem is like I can't screen look. That was half the game. That's how we did.
Dude.
I told you we took a cardboard box, right? You make a cross out of it and you tape it to the TV.
You just stand really close to the TV though?
Yeah, that's how you would not allow people to screen look. It was like a...
Yeah, but how close to the TV did you have to sit?
And somebody's sitting like below you and you're on top? Like,
we were like 12 years old. Like, these are the problems that we had to solve.
Brandon, stop it. Okay, but yeah, definitely check it out. It's great. It's very true to form, especially if you like GoldenEye.
The only thing, it doesn't have that, like when I was playing, it doesn't have like the recoil. I remember the gun, but maybe it was just that stick on the N64 of like
the weird joystick.
Yeah, everything
was
felt
terrible.
weird, but now it feels like more like Counter-Strike, which it makes sense because it's
built on Source.
Well, it was kind of the first time you were ever using a joystick like that
right
for
first person
for anything.
Yeah, because before it was always like the C buttons, kind of, right?
It wasn't. Yeah,
No.
we just had the analog.
Yeah, right.
for like Turok. It was like use the C buttons to move.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Strife. Strafe?
Well, I just mean the 64 was the first system to have the thumb joystick at all. So
yeah,
all
did
of
it
that
have it
was
before
still
PlayStation, right?
No. Yeah, it was before
Right?
PlayStation came
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
that's-
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
The DualShock.
I'm old, man. I remember
I know, right?
the days of analog controllers.
But it looks good. It looks like it could be fun. And then, there's a ton of people playing it. And you can now play online.
And it's for free. All you got to do is just find it online, download it. They were going to put it on Steam, but obviously that causes problems.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we want to put this game out for free with GoldenEye and all the naming stuff. So you can download it online. You just need the Source SDK.
But I think you can play it through Steam as far as it'll show up in your Steam games.
Yeah, it does
So
that.
it's easier.
They just can't distribute it on Steam.
The
For
whole
obvious
licensing.
Of course.
Pierce Brosnan will show up to your house and punch
The
you.
guy
in
who
the
played
face.
Boris is going to be like, how dare you? I'm invincible.
All right. Anything else?
Let's see. I got banned, David.
You got banned. What'd you
This
get
game
banned
called
from?
Pokemon Go. I got banned.
Are you guys playing Pokemon Go?
No.
Either of you?
I downloaded it.
That's close.
But
to-
it tried to make it go outside.
Yeah, as soon as,
You're like, wait a second.
Wait, I have to go somewhere? This is
yeah,
ridiculous.
as soon as it was like, okay, now go hunt Pokemon, I was like, no, I'll delete, thanks.
I just want to walk around like the old games.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Did you play the old school Pokemon, like on the Game Boy and stuff like that, or no?
Yeah,
Did you watch the
but-
cartoon?
No.
No, you're not a cartoon watcher like this guy. He knows all the songs.
So good.
But you just downloaded it, haven't played it. You literally
Yeah.
turned it on and you were like, wait a second.
I turned it on, and then I tried to come up with a screen name, and then it took me like 35 tries, not exaggerating, to come up with a screen name. So then I just pushed a bunch of random letters, and then that worked. So then I was like, okay, now I'm on my way. And then there was a Pokemon on my coffee table.
There you
so
go.
I caught that one.
Nailed it. Is that the starter where you don't have to go anywhere to get? Okay.
That's where it ended.
So there's more Pokemon outside. She's like, no, hell no. Just delete.
No, they got to come to my table. You don't get it.
That's awesome.
But
Did you
I
play-
did see something.
It is 110
I
outside.
don't know if it's
Yeah.
real or not, but it's like Harry Potter Go.
Uh-oh.
And
What?
that
Oh,
I
here we
will
go.
actually go outside and do that one.
You just got to
Here come
find the
the
right
imitators.
IP. That's the whole problem. You just got to
Yeah.
find. What would you catch? Like, what did they call the little golden?
I don't know.
Flick?
The snitches.
Finch, David.
It had a lot of
The golden
different.
Snitch?
Finch. Snitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got it wrong too.
golden snitch. So that would be cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that's real. And then they
So-
can catch monsters and stuff. That
I'm waiting for GTA Go. I mean, that's kind of like, I think, my solid IP.
No,
I
that's
would
just called
choose, you know?
GTA.
Yeah.
That's just called Detroit.
Jeez.
Anyway, did you play it all, Brandon? No.
No.
So anyway.
I've been with people while they were playing it, and so actually, I did throw a Pokeball at something once.
You observed their enjoyment. You got enjoyment from watching.
Yeah, well, the guy wasn't going to leave me alone. I tried it.
No, seriously, catch the Pokemon.
Give
It's
me
so
the
fun.
game, and I flicked a couple of Pokeballs.
See, I would think because
Like,
you travel a lot.
I
That's
threw
how
his
you get a
phone.
lot of like you would get a lot of exotic like ones we wouldn't
Different
find.
ones, yeah.
Because the only
I-
thing that's out here is rats and snakes.
And Parrot, we got all the bug ones.
That's
and
what the
the
guy was
snake
saying. He
ones.
said there's a lot of rats in Vegas.
There is.
And
There's
he-
like waters
and
by
he
the
was-
ocean and stuff.
Yeah, if you go to like the
Water-
ocean areas, you'll get.
There's a lot of water
Water.
Pokemon and stuff. Yeah. The more populated the areas, the more rare ones will pop up.
So yeah, I am in a position to have caught a lot of rare Pokemon. I'm just,
The airport's got a lot of stops and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm of a mind that I don't care.
Oh.
It's only fun though until you get banned.
How did you get banned?
All right. So
Tell the story because
All right.
this has come clean because you don't just get banned for doing nothing.
No, you definitely get banned for doing nefarious things. So I had two accounts, David. I had my main account, squeaky clean, no problems. I had
Sure.
a bot account as well. You know
Oh,
what
a-
a bot account?
No, tell me what that is.
It's pretty much there's a lot of programs out there. You
we're
put in
all,
your credentials.
We're all law-abiding citizens in the world of Pokemon. We don't know about your nefarious. At least we're going to act like we don't know.
Hang on,
What's
you-
a bot
You
account?
cheated at an app?
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't use it to take over. It was more just a curiosity thing.
Sure it was. That's
So
how
like
it starts.
I would log in.
I just wanted to see what happens when I held up this liquor store.
You
He
can
didn't
digitally put
inhale.
your character in a populated area. Like I had my guy around Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah.
And just click. It's like a command line interface. It's like, oh, you got a Pokestop. Oh, you caught this. You caught this.
Yeah.
And then they started figuring out how people were doing that, and they started banning those players. So my clean account, I assume they won't respond to me because I'm a bad cheater. But because I logged into the phone with the same account as the bot account, that's how I think I got banned.
But are you playing against other people?
No,
You can.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can technically because you go. There's two
gyms.
Yeah, there's gyms, and like you go there to battle other Pokemon. You can leave your Pokemon at the gym to battle other people that come to the gym.
So that is cheating if you have like a really good Pokemon and then you're going to the gym.
Yeah,
and...
he knows he cheated. It's
No,
okay.
but I never used them to battle gyms
Sure.
or anything. It was literally more just a curiosity thing, but it doesn't matter.
I gave all the money
still
to charity,
cheated.
officer.
Yeah, exactly. I still cheated, so I definitely got what I deserved, even though that account.
So
I
they
didn't cheat
did
on.
both of them. They banned because you logged into the same phone.
I assume, but like I said, they have a system where you can appeal it. I did that. They didn't respond back, and they say,
Do you
"Hey,
want us to file an
if we
appeal?
don't respond,
We'll file a writ petition.
get Lawyer David over
Yeah,
here. Come on,
exactly.
man, represent me."
The Pokemon attorney. This is ridiculous.
So I learned my lesson. I did start a
glove
new
don't
account.
Exactly.
I did start a new account, and actually like that I started a new account because a lot of the enjoyment of the game is like, oh, like you caught a new one and all that kind of stuff. But not only that, but you know how to level up more efficiently and all that stuff after playing the game. So,
You're a
Currently
reborn.
level
You're a
level
reborn
7.
Pokemon player.
yep.
But there's no way to win. I think that's why I don't like it.
Well, it's like
It's a collection thing. It's like it's more competing with your friends.
Did you see? Do you guys ever play any of the Sim games, like Sim City, The Sims?
Yes, I played SimCity.
Right. So those games don't have quote unquote an end.
Well,
Right.
until your people revolt.
Well, yeah, that's one way. The game ends if you lose. But in Pokemon Go, it's a collecting thing.
You
It's,
went away in spaceship.
Yeah, my uncle played SimCity 2000.
oh yeah, and then they go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he built his city up and did all this stuff, and then he was like a terrible mayor, and they were in the super future, and everyone was like, "Screw this guy!" And all their stuff shot off into space with rockets.
So it's gonna happen. Trump gets elected.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Anyway, a couple other things.
How far along are you?
Level 7. Look out, world.
Yeah, I'm level 12, man. So.
Are you really?
Yeah.
How embarrassing. Anyway, speaking of the old Pokemon games, I found a way to play the old Game Boy games on my iPad.
Nice.
On this iPad right here. So I'm playing through Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda, the old school one. And then I never played some of the old Zelda games. So I never played Oracle of Ages or Seasons. And I never played Minish Cap, which is the Game Boy Advance one. So
I
I
didn't
go
have a
back
Game
and
Boy
play
Advance.
those. And
Never got one.
No?
I skipped that.
I had the let me tell you, David, the
Yeah.
Toys R Us exclusive, the black one that I begged my mom to get. I got for Christmas one year. That's pretty awesome.
Jeffrey dollars, man. That's what it's all about.
We didn't have Christmas.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we've been there. But I'm gonna play through that, and I never played the Pokemon games they remade. Fire Red and Leaf Green. I never played those either, so I'm gonna play through that as
But
well.
what is different about them? I mean, at a certain point, isn't it the same game?
Yeah, but it's like redone graphics. I think the mechanics are different from the. Like I said, I haven't played it.
Well, no,
so.
I'm saying I never got into the Pokemon, even the games. I watched the cartoon just, when it was on. But like the Pokemon Red and the Pokemon Blue, it's the same game with just different Pokemon.
Yeah, some Pokemon are exclusive to each version of the game, but
What
the
a
core
genius
game,
idea.
yeah, right.
It's
Some
just-
of them you
it's-
have to trade to evolve. So like,
Why did we allow that? Like as a consumer, we were like, oh yeah, we're just going to take a couple Pokemon and put it in this game and a couple Pokemon. So you have to buy both for your kid. What's wrong with us? Why did we let that happen?
Do you watch the show? It's like the Poke Rap. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. It's like it's instilling this into kids. I gotta get everything.
And that's why the Japanese will rule the world.
That's
Exactly.
right. They created hoarders. It's Pokemon.
Yeah. So if there's any like Game Boy games that you think I should play that I haven't, that I
Game
missed,
Boy
maybe?
games.
Well, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance are the three systems I can play on.
Do you? It was always funny. Because Game Boy was way back in the day, right? And
Yeah.
I remember playing
gray.
it. Yeah, the giant brick. I remember handing that to people, like family members, relatives, and stuff like that. And when they would play, and I don't know if you remember this, people would like move with like when they would jump, they would
Oh, yeah.
kind of like move up.
If I ever played Mario Kart, or I think Game Boy,
You would
Advance,
like
I was
lean.
yeah, I was that kid.
Love it. I
Nothing
wish
wrong with that. It's called the immersion, David. You're immersed in the
this
game.
little tiny like 3-inch black and white screen, man.
Oh, you couldn't see it if you moved your head at all. You had to be straight onto it in the perfect light.
I remember I had the magnifying thing that sat on
And
top
the
of
light,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Yep,
it
I had
made it
one
like
too.
5 inches. It's like, this is massive.
Well, when you're driving in the car and
Yeah.
it's not backlit or anything, so you got to
Yeah.
get the LED light. And stuff.
Such good times. I remember playing Wario Woods. Did you ever play that?
Warrior Woods.
Wario
Woods.
Woods. I think it was
The
a
rural journey.
exactly. It's like the worst name. We're gonna come up with a game. What's it called? It's called Wario Woods. Perfect.
What was it?
It was the first. I don't know if it was the first Wario game. First of all, Wario is like the worst character ever. It's like we're gonna make Mario a dick. That's the pitch.
Yeah, but those WarioWare games are super fun.
No,
I don't
those
know if
are
you
fun,
ever
but they
played
have
those,
nothing to do with Wario.
No.
He just shows up. It's like,
Yeah.
but it's just like, and then Why is it Waluigi? It's not even like the opposite of like you have Wario. You turn the M upside down.
But it's not Luigi. That's why.
No, because they're like Luigi. We can't flip that around. So we'll just put the W Wario in it and then Waluigi. Yeah.
I suppose. I just like the idea that they're like, so kids are more edgy now in the 90s. What are we going to do? We're going to make Mario a dick. Give him a surfboard. It's like, what's wrong?
He rides
with...
a chopper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So is that it? You got anything else going on?
That's pretty much it. Brandon, what you doing?
I'm so glad you asked, Gerald.
You do a good job with that. I think last time you were here, you even thanked him. No one ever thanks me.
I'm very polite.
David.
No Christmas, but lots of manners.
There you go.
Well, let's see. So the biggest thing that's I haven't been here in a while. A lot has happened. But
Since the last time you're on the podcast, you don't got to recover you don't got to recap everything, man.
So
since
I left
January,
this room. Was it January?
I think so. It was the last time I was here.
You know,
January,
it was weird.
February.
So we had our 1 year anniversary podcast, and so for one of the thumbnails, I started going through like all the thumbnails that we made for all the other shows, and I was like, I made a lot of thumbnails, man. Some good ones and some really bad ones. But yeah, I was
You
trying
guys
to
have done a lot of shows.
This is 53.
We made it.
We made it. No one would have thought of it. Okay, anyways, that was boring. What were you saying? Since last time you were here in January.
So things that we do while sitting. Wrote a book.
What?
Straight up.
Wrote a book.
Please do tell.
Okay, so here's the situation. It's actually not my book.
Then never mind.
He wrote in a book.
I wrote someone's book. No, a friend of mine had an idea for a sci-fi book, and he'd had it for a couple of years. So he wrote the book, and he sent it to a self-publisher.
Yep.
And the publisher sent it back to him and said, listen, we appreciate your ideas, but this isn't up to our standards. We really need you to rework this stuff, get together with an editor, come back to us when it's
And that's when he went to
a
you.
higher caliber. He couldn't afford a real person, so he came to me.
Hey, that's how it
They
works.
said higher caliber.
And I said, I wrote all of David's stuff, and that's why he's a lawyer, so I
That's
can
true.
help you.
And in undergrad, you did write a lot of my papers. It was funny, occasionally
They
I'll
can't
go-
take back your degree,
no,
right,
not
for
at
that
this point.
admission?
No way.
Probably should have checked that before.
The funny thing about
We
helping
got
us,
one over on you, UNR.
That's right. No, we would spend more time deciding what we wanted to call the paper than actually
yeah.
writing the substance of the paper.
Yeah, titles are important, especially in college. Professors love the witty titles.
I specifically, so I had because I got to bring this up. We had a class called Hitler and the Constitution. It was the idea of how the U.S. Constitution and how Hitler came to power, and it was an interesting class.
Oh, that's a whole class?
There was a whole class
Like a
in
chapter?
undergrad.
Okay.
No, it was a whole class. So one of the things that we had to write about was about how Hitler destroyed a lot of famous works of art, despite the fact that he went to art school and flunked out. That's actually probably one reason. I suppose you don't like art once you get kicked out of art school. So we wrote this whole essay about it, and then we spent forever going over what we were going to call it. One of them was called hold on. Now I got to think. I know
Yeah,
that
dude,
actually.
I don't remember
No,
a
I
single
do.
one.
The first one, we had two competing titles. The first one was, I don't know. I don't know if it's art, but I know what I like.
Yes, I do remember
that.
that.
That was
We're
one.
heavy on the puns. All right, all right.
It was a lot of
It
fun.
was always fun.
But we ended up going with to see or not see.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
But it was funny because I would always get the paper back, and at the top,
I
they
may not know
would
art,
just
but I know
they-
what I like.
Yeah, that
I'm hilarious.
But at the top, she would write like clever, and then she'd give me like a C+ or something. Anyways, go ahead. So you were helping your.
I do
your-
not write C+ papers,
Well,
sir.
anyways, that was the part that I wrote.
So
Maybe I wrote that
So
one.
just a little catch up for everybody else. When David was in college, he would write these papers. Then he would come to me and he called me his Rumpelstiltskin. He
Yeah.
gave me straw, and I spun it into gold for
That's
his
right.
classes. So I didn't do any of the research or any of the initial paper. I just took your information and gave you
Wings.
wings.
Nice.
You were the Red Bull.
We just sat down and we rewrote what you had already written into a better, finer, finished product. And that is kind of what I did with my buddy. So he gave me this book and I read it. I said, look, I think you have some good ideas, but the first half of his book was like 100 pages of exposition. Like it just didn't matter. So we had to get rid of all that. Took the second half of his book and we expanded it. We added a bunch of action and character development and all this stuff. And then he went back and he rewrote the chapters and then he sent them to me and then I rewrote them after he rewrote them.
Right.
So
further.
I call it, I was the inker.
There you go.
I'm a tracer.
You're a tracer.
Man, you trace.
I had shadow and depth.
Shadow and depth. That's exactly what I did. So,
what's the name of the book, by the way? You're burying the lead.
The book is, the series is actually a 3-book series. We have to start book 2 now. The series is called Dark Horizons. The first book is called Horizons Genesis.
And it's on Amazon.
It is on Amazon. It's like BarnesandNoble.com, Google Play.
I'll put a link in the show notes.
Can I get a hard copy?
You can get a paperback copy. Yep. They don't have hard yet because it was self-published, and so like if he sells a certain amount of copies, then they'll offer a hardcover copy.
Can I get a review copy?
There you go.
Perhaps.
He reads a lot, so
I'll review on the show.
Okay.
There you go. Nice.
But
boom.
What is? I mean, did you deal with the actual industry part of it? Like,
I did not. He did all that. So he put up all the money. I just helped him with the actual writing and honestly, not even the editing. It went out a little before I was ready for it to go out because I wanted to do a second editing. Yeah. I only got through like half the book, and then he wrote the second half without me. And
you're like, we were supposed to add punctuation in the second edit. So
I wonder if you could tell. No, like you're reading the book, you're like, oh god, like it just falls down or something.
My biggest concern was that at some point you're going to tell this was like kind of written by 2 people, but he said his wife read it and couldn't tell where one stopped and the other began. So kind of like at one point with you stopped needing me. Because you
figure out what you're doing, what your weaknesses are, and then you focus on those. Yeah. No, absolutely.
So after it took us a year just to get through the first half that I had worked out with him. So, and after I would finish a chapter, I'd send it to him, then he'd reread it, and then he would send it on. So I think it still needed some editing. So there might be some typos. Kayla found a few typos in the first couple pages, so I don't know how many are later in the book. But the book itself,
you got to pass it through a spell check, right?
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Step 1. Come on.
But the book itself, the story, I think is really good. The characters are amazing. I think it has a lot of potential. I can't wait to write book 2. But the most amazing thing that's going on right now is, I guess, in the wake of Star Wars and all the other sci-fi things that have been, all the comic movies that have come out. Sci-fi is just kind of in the forefront of the movie industry.
Of course, you don't get put in a locker. Well, you might still, but people.
Yeah, nerd is cool these days.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Nerd is cool.
Well, apparently, he's been, I don't know, not approached, but selected to be a part of a movie pitch fest.
Yeah,
there you go.
Going on in Hollywood in November. So, Universal, New Line, Bad Robot, like a bunch of these big names. There's like 8 major movie studios.
That's got to be, I mean, there's a lot of like that green light project stuff that goes on. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, why not just take other people's ideas that don't have any money?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you know what I mean?
Well,
but
then you get sued.
No, not take, but you know what I mean? You could pay them a lot less.
Oh, yeah.
Well, part of it is, I mean, if they had any of their own original ideas, they would stop remaking movies that are 10 years old. You know what I mean?
That's not true. It's guaranteed money, though. I think it has a lot more to do with name recognition than, you know what I mean? Like, an example, Pete's Dragon. Disney just redid it, right?
Yeah.
The only 2 things that are the same is
Stop screwing my childhood.
No, but it's a good movie.
It's a totally different movie.
It's a totally different movie. Like, but it's an original idea, quote unquote, with 2 characters that you know from a.
Not just that, but the old movie wasn't that good. So.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't. It was good for its time. It was. I
we
think
got the other Disney movies right here.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
No,
the tunes were catchy.
But it is. It's definitely like.
He's too young. You don't know.
Whatever. But that's what I'm saying. I think they could have called it anything, but they called it Pete's Dragon because people know Pete's Dragon.
Well, it had a green dragon.
You're right, but there's no singing in it. There's a kid named Pete and there's a dragon named Elliot, and that's it. Like that's the only things that are the same. And the dragon can be invisible. I suppose that's the third thing.
Well.
But I get what you're saying if they had original ideas. But I
mean, that's the thing is right now they're scrambling for anything that might sell in that genre, especially. So,
absolutely.
And everything these days is a remake or, like you said, sequel, adaptation.
But, we got some unique new ideas. The main protagonist is a woman, which...
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot in sci-fi. So we're hoping to bring in a female audience, kind of appeal to...
The sci-fi genre?
Yeah, well, just to people that have been kind of underrepresented in sci-fi. Girls are really getting into that kind of stuff these days.
No, that's huge.
And they don't have a lot of heroines.
Look at Star Wars. They did the same exact thing.
They did do the same thing. We'd already started writing the book. We did not take that from Star Wars.
Her name's Ray.
We gotta have a Ray.
Yeah. Her name's Ray.
Rain.
Boom. Done.
Done. What is it, 30% difference or whatever?
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Anything else?
I'm playing some games.
Okay.
Board games.
Games are fun.
So when did you start playing board games? Before or after I got into the nonsense?
I've been playing board games since I was a kid.
No, but I mean like designer board games is what I'm saying. After?
I would say after.
I want credit is what I'm saying.
Whatever.
I want credit.
No, David introduced us to a world of board games.
And you guys are just as addicted as probably.
Oh yeah. Every time you come over, I got to buy a new game.
Damn it.
It's awesome.
He's the most expensive friend I have. But no, we were playing Guillotine.
That's that card game, right?
Guillotine's a card game, so it's not even really a board game. It's a really simple game.
That's the thing about the
Card games are board games.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it has cardboard or dice or luck or a board,
Oh, well.
I suppose any.
But I mean, like, usually when we play a board game, it's a like high strategy Euro game, and there's, you know, 1,000 different ways to win. And this is not. This is a very straightforward, kind of family friendly game, except for the fact that you're killing people.
I'm like, it has the word guillotine.
Yeah, French Revolution, murdering people, beheading people.
You know what?
Family
Marie
game.
Antoinette had it coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them eat cake.
Exactly. Is it any good?
Yeah, it's fun. It's
How do you play it? I haven't played it yet. I think I've played it, but like in passing. I mean, how long does the game take? It's like 15, 20 minutes?
yeah,
It's a quick game.
It's pretty
It's like a micro game, like Love Letter or Star Realms, kind of like that.
Okay.
But is it? What do
It feels like that, like in the video games when you have the little like micro games or whatever inside of
a game inside a game?
Minigame.
Yeah, the mini games. That's what it feels like, because it really doesn't have the satisfaction of like a high strategy board game or something like that. But it's a fun time passer.
Because you guys play a lot of games together, right? So 2-player games and stuff like that. What are some of your guys' favorite games? Because I'm always interested now that I've introduced you to the hobby. Because you guys even like, I am always excited when I come over and you're like, let's play a new game, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this game. Like that's when you know like the Padawan has become the master. You know, it's like this is awesome. Like because you had me play.
And sorry.
I think it's called Ansari.
Yeah.
It was nominated for Kennerspiel when it came out, but it's kind of a worker placement game, right? And it's kind of
it is worker placement, but it's not pawns or
meeples. Yeah.
Like most of your games, it's actually cards.
So you use your cards as your workers, right?
Your cards are your workers, but it has an interesting twist on worker placement where your workers are all color coded. Mm-hmm. And once somebody plays a certain color in that area, you can play another worker, but it has to match that color. So,
or you have to like spend a whole bunch of cards.
Right. You have to play like 2 cards in order to make up for any color. So you want to kind of get in there first, control certain aspects. Right. There's a area control portion.
Speaking his language, he hates worker placement,
but you love area control.
Yeah.
This would be right up the middle for you.
Really?
See, that's why I'm always.
Does it have a take that mechanic? Because I like that too.
Well, because of the color thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then you're trying to ultimately build these phallic towers.
Nice.
The person with the longest tower wins. You know what I'm saying?
Just like in real life.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see what other people are building, so you do kind of have that kind of take that when you steal a color that you know someone is kind of trying to get. Because there are like 5 or 6 different colored temples that you can build.
That people are building it.
Yeah, and there are only a limited number of tiles on the board at a time. So if you see that Brandon's trying to get all the green ones, you can like snatch it. And yeah,
it's fun. I like those kind of games because it's not player elimination. And then you can win in multiple different ways because it's not just the tallest tower; it's also who has the most towers.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can kind of go different ways with it, and it's easy. You know, it's easy to learn, but it's like difficult to master type of game.
And there's like 4 rounds, and every round you count. Like you count your totals and you move your points. So if you have like however many towers you have, you get points for that. And then some towers have little gold emblems, and you get an extra point for that.
Extra point, yeah.
It's just like a Trump tower. If you put gold on it, it's worth more. Second
done?
Trump announcement.
Yeah.
So you don't want to wait till the end to like build all your stuff. You want to get them out there as quickly as possible because every round you get points for that tower.
Interesting. That's fun.
It is fun.
So you have to trick him. You have to say like it's an area control game. Worker placement. Because if you say worker placement, he's like, I'm done. I don't know why you don't like that.
Because they're boring.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They like worker placement, right?
Because worker placement is like worker placement, so I'm trying to get more points than you by the end of the game. So you're not really having a lot of interaction with the other players. That's boring.
That's I guess yeah. There's some games that are like build your
I'm
own
not
farm.
saying every single, but you know what I mean.
No, but like you're saying the only player interaction is the race for a spot.
Yeah.
And you want to hit somebody over the head.
Oh yeah.
See,
Mainly you.
Yeah, anytime we play a game, we immediately, like, I think the only time is we played a Game of Thrones, but we were on each end of the map.
So we couldn't.
We were like...
I still found ways to impact you.
He was making deals with the people next to me. He's like, I'll give you
He does
everything
the same thing to me.
Yeah.
immediately. And then we both end up... We never win, by the way, because we were busy attacking.
As long as
Because you
I'm
forget about little Alyssa who's just sitting there.
Yeah, she's just like, let them fight.
I don't care. My goal is just to
building
do
up.
better than you. Like, I don't care if I
Right,
win.
exactly. But yeah, what's the game called again? Asari?
Yeah.
I think it's Ansari. Is it Asari?
I'll put it in, again, we'll put it all in the show notes. Nice little photos. That's why you should go to YouTube. YouTube.com/sitdownstandard. You can get photos of these wonderful board games.
David spends so much time
But that
working
is not guillotine.
No, that's not Guillotine. But I'll put pictures of Guillotine in there too.
Yeah.
But how...
I haven't told you how to play guillotine.
Yeah, go for it. Tell me.
So,
This is a game where you murder people.
This is a game where you murder
Chop their
people.
heads off.
You have 2 decks of cards. One is a deck of nobles, and one is a deck of actions. And you lay out. You have a little guillotine, little cardboard guillotine that you set up.
Does it really come with one?
It
Yeah.
does.
That's
Does
cool.
it, like, fall?
No, it's
No,
just a
it's
picture.
there, and then your people like move closer
Oh,
to it.
jeez.
You gotta take off their heads? No?
You just collect the card.
Oh,
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
They like...
It would be better if you just removed the head.
This is a legacy game, alright? You gotta rip these cards.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Guillotine Legacy.
But so every turn, whoever is closest to the guillotine at the end of your turn, you have to collect that card and add it to your stack.
Are you rewarded for murdering people on this
Yes.
game?
Yeah, there are
Oh,
points
Jesus.
associated with
So
everybody.
so the higher the nobility of this person, the more points they're worth.
Family
That
game.
makes sense.
And so,
It's not a family game.
I love it.
but there are also cards where these people are like, we're good to the people, or like the bishop or something like that.
Yeah,
of
and
some
you don't wanna-
religious
It's kind
stature.
of like Gloom, where you can like put points on other people's
Got
things
you.
with certain.
So you can
players.
make nobles actually be good people, and if the person who's up kills them, they actually get negative points for killing
Right.
the
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah.
So like your
Interesting.
cards will be like, move a noble 3 spaces up. So you
Yeah.
can pick anywhere in the line and move a noble. Well, if Marie Antoinette, who gets one of the highest points in the game, is 3 from the front,
is
you
funny.
can move her to the guillotine. Then at the end of your turn, you collect her.
I like it.
But if
Interesting.
it's the bishop or whatever,
Is the artwork at least like fun? Like it's like
It's like cartoony.
yeah,
that's good because it's just like if it gets too real.
it's
Yeah,
not
no,
dark.
it's
Is my mic too loud?
No, you're
I
good.
just-
No, you're
Yeah,
fine.
all good,
No,
man.
you're good.
You sound great.
You sound great,
Thank
man.
you.
Delicious dish. Anything else, Brandon?
I don't think so. Kayla, what you doing?
Thanks, Brandon.
See, she's like, this is so. You guys are all so polite on this podcast.
That's why I married her.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's why I don't marry David. This is mean to me.
I married her because she said I do. That was.
So what do you do? So wow, I love that. That's the requirement. Will you say I? Sure. Okay.
Perfect.
Good to go.
Easy.
What you doing?
I've been at home
Yes.
selling LuLaRoe, which is something I got into in May.
We're their IT client.
Really?
Yeah, in California.
Yeah. So I just started doing that in May, and that's
I like how
been-
She blew
excited.
right past
I
that.
like how
Really?
excited he got. He was like, "Oh, that was like you
No,
grabbed
it's
your
huge.
pearls."
We love them as a client because, like, we just bought a new warehouse. We need wire. We need all this stuff. Okay, well, it's going to be, like, really expensive. Here you go. They're done. Approved. Get it
Yeah.
done.
They're making a ton
They're
of money.
blowing up
Yeah.
right now.
So what is it? What is
It's crazy.
it? What is LuLaRoe?
LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe, yeah. So they sell
First of all, it's a cool
women's
name.
clothing. They just came out with a couple different men's shirts, but it's mostly women's clothing. We do have like mommy and me sets too.
Aw.
But the biggest thing they're known for are their leggings, which are like super soft and like just amazing.
Question, Brandon, you ever put on the leggings?
Only on the weekend.
Let's see how soft these really are.
No, it's really amazing. So that's been a lot of fun because I'm staying at home with Sawyer. So it's something to do, and it's really cool interaction with people that I never would have
Right.
otherwise gotten a chance to talk to.
I have a question. Is it more like I've heard it's like Tupperware of past like parties and stuff, but you're selling clothes? Is it similar to that?
Exactly. Like you can have pop-ups
fire,
is
man.
what they call it. So I could like bring all my clothes here and
We brought
put
some
wraps
for you,
and
Joe.
stuff.
Yes.
Awesome. They're called pop-ups.
Yeah.
So cute.
Pop-up boutiques.
I love it. Oh, it's awesome.
So yeah, I could bring my clothes, and then a lot of it's on Facebook and
Yeah, social network now or social
Periscope
media. You
and
could just
stuff
go
like that.
crazy with
It's
it.
crazy. You don't need stores anymore. You just have people sell stuff for you. It's crazy.
No more
And people go crazy
like
for these clothes. Like some of the prints are super unique that you would never find in regular stores, and people go crazy for them.
So do you? Is there's obviously a company, a main company, and then are you like an independent contractor?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, and then do you have to actually purchase the inventory, or can you order it directly and then not have to carry inventory?
I carry the inventory.
So you carry the inventory.
Yeah. So I purchase it directly from LuLaRoe and then I sell it.
Got you. And then, that's cool, man.
And the interesting thing too is that they only manufacture a certain number of pieces of everything. So
Makes
if
sense.
you get that,
Exclusivity.
yeah, exactly.
So how do you, do you have to, are you online at like a certain time trying to order stuff or?
I'm online all the time.
That's
like,
awesome.
That's
cool, man.
I'm on my phone and on the computer and yeah, it's been crazy. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're blowing up. We love them.
And like you were saying, they had a tour here in Vegas and I went and like the owner of the company was there and then she was talking about how they were literally doing it out of their garage. And then they, moved into a space that was, X amount of square footage. And they were like, we have made it. Like, this is it. And then they like immediately grew out of that. And then now they're in something that's like the size of like 5 football fields.
Yeah, they have
like,
2 warehouses right now. And I think we're just setting up a 3rd one. So
yeah.
Are they actually, has anybody as an independent contractor actually set up like a storefront? Because could you do that or are you not allowed to do that?
Brick and mortar.
You're not allowed to do that.
It's like Avon. You have to just be an independent rep.
Yeah.
But they went from...
Wait. Can you get a car? Remember like the Avon Cadillac?
pink
Cadillac?
You can get a cruise.
A cruise? There's actually a LuLaRoe cruise?
That you can qualify for. And
No, wait a second. Because when you say that, I think of like back in the day when you would sell like door to door as a kid in school, and if you sold enough, you get to go to Disneyland.
Dude, it's exactly like that.
Exactly.
called magazine subscriptions.
This is awesome. I love this. It's grown up magazine subscriptions. I love it.
Oh, and the women go crazy for these leggings.
I mean that's great.
crazy.
It's good that it's a good product because then it's easier because those magazine subscriptions did not.
And
No one wants that. Even back then when magazines were a thing, no one wanted them.
I keep thinking of
I got
Office
5
Space.
subscriptions to Mad.
Exactly.
No, people really want it. And
So how do they find you
Good
specifically? Can somebody in like California, for instance, order stuff directly from you?
yeah, they would just like join my Facebook page and then
What's your Facebook page? I'm trying to help you out here.
LuLaRoe by Kayla Peterson.
There you go. LuLaRoe by Kayla Peterson.
Look it up.
That's S-E-N.
Yeah, F-E-N, not S-O-N.
Exactly.
That Kayla Peterson sucks.
They
The
join my
Owen.
Facebook page. I take pictures of all my inventory and then I post it on there and then you can buy it directly from me and
That's
I
cool.
ship it to you.
That's awesome. So how's the shipping? Because that's when I used to do like a bunch of stuff through eBay. It was like you get really good at the shipping stuff.
But that's literally the most tedious
Yeah, that's
Of
what I'm
course.
going to
of the
say.
things. But Sawyer helps me out because she will go to the printer and grab the label and then
Child labor.
I'm like, how much do you get paid?
Exactly.
Cheerios. It's great.
Exactly. Just paid in
She works for
Cheerios.
candy and goat stickers. It's excellent.
she loves it.
But okay, so other than the business, you got anything else going on? See any movies, play any games recently?
Write any books?
Yeah, you write any books? Get your
I'm
life
such a
together.
Slacker.
Just imagine a clothing empire. No big deal.
I'm just growing a human. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's such a cop-out answer. Pregnant people.
Right? No.
I'm growing somebody. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going there. I'm not gonna fight that. I'm not
you're
dying
not.
on that hill.
We
I
just
can. I'm the
finally
only one who
watched
can.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah. We watched Jurassic World.
Jurassic
I
World.
was gonna say you just now saw
Jurassic Park.
No,
Holy crap.
Jurassic World. We just finally watched.
What'd you
That
guys
was
think?
really
Did you guys see before we get to that? Did you guys see Jurassic Park like in the theaters?
Yeah.
Did you? Do you remember?
good. No, I was too young. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I hadn't seen
I
a
don't
theater
think
yet.
I was. in
The only thing I remember, I was so scared
Not
from
the
watching
first
that
one, at
movie.
least.
I bit my the
You're
shirt.
one of those kids?
Yeah, I bit my shirt, and it was like soaking wet because I was freaked
Gross.
out. I thought they were real. I'm still convinced they're real.
Let's see. When did that come out? 94?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
93, 94, yeah.
So I was like 12. So
Yeah.
it wasn't. I mean, it was an amazing
Right, it
movie,
still
an
looks
amazing
good.
experience, but it was.
So the question is, did you like the Chris Pratt?
Yeah, what do you guys
loved
think of
it.
Jurassic World?
It was my favorite one.
I loved it.
Oh, no.
you
get-
think
get
it's
the hell
better
outta
than the
here.
original?
I loved it.
No
Yep.
way.
Really?
I loved Chris Pratt in it.
I
He's
he was
great.
No, Jurassic
excellent.
World is great. Don't get me wrong.
No,
It's
he's
not
great.
as good
I love
as
it.
Here's-
Jurassic Park, man.
Here's the problem with the original Jurassic Park.
Uh-oh.
Other than the fact that we had never seen those dinosaurs before,
Right.
right? You were like, wow, that is really amazing.
That gets it. Yeah, that helps
The
it cross
fact
the
is,
line.
there were only like 4 dinosaurs in the whole movie. You had.
But it's not about the it's about the thrill and
Or
the
5.
God, they can be anywhere. You know, it's the
Yeah.
tone of the movie.
But there wasn't a variety. I mean, it's a dinosaur movie, but you only had a few varieties of dinosaur.
They
in
had a
it.
bunch of dinosaurs in that movie.
First of all, Newman's
the
in it.
opening scene
Brontosaurus.
had like 4 different or 10 different dinosaurs.
No,
species
you had
in it.
Brachiosaurus,
I was gonna say that.
Dilophosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, And that's it.
First of all, Alan
The Gallimimus, the jumping ones.
Oh, the Gallimimus.
Sam Jackson.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
like
fine.
cigarette.
In the open scene, you have a bunch
I forgot about
of dinosaurs.
Velociraptors. How do I forget about
Yeah, they're
Velociraptors?
like
That's
the-
six.
Six.
It's not bad. But this movie incorporated a lot of... Can I spoil it at this point? I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's
Yeah,
kind
the
of seen
movie's
it.
been out. Yeah,
But
spoiler alert.
They brought out that... It wasn't an ichthyosaur, but the whatever that...
I thought you were talking about the
The water one.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know what they're called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway,
The problem that I had with
the megalodon looking thing.
the last one was the one that they genetically enhanced. I didn't like that whole
The
storyline.
Indominus Rex.
You know what I liked?
Indominus Rex.
You know what I liked about it? It kept with... That's what they were doing the whole time.
Agreed, and I like that they went and got all the original actors, like all the scientists.
Yeah.
And that was his
You mean
whole
the
thing.
one
He's like,
scientist?
you're accusing us of having created a monster. We've been creating monsters since the beginning. We've always
But
been
those were down-
splicing
those
their
were-
genes. We've always been creating mutants. None of these were original dinosaurs. They died out.
Right. No, but I originally I saw there was something on YouTube. If you don't follow this guy, you should. He's called Captain Kristen, I think is his name. He does like video essays, and he talked about Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World. And one of the things that's missing from Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World is the perspective. If you watch the original movie, all of the shots are essentially from ground or person view.
So it's the grand. Whoa.
Right. It's like if you were standing next to a dinosaur, whereas a lot of the shots in Jurassic World are above, like when those flying dinosaurs come down, pterodactyls, right?
Pteranodons.
Whatever. What is it?
Well, actually, there were like 3 different varieties of flying.
Oh God, here we go.
Those were in Jurassic Park 2 at the very
Never
end,
mind.
flying away from the island. Boom, 7 dinosaurs.
There you go. But some dinosaurs. But and also when the T-Rex and the whatever the other one's called,
Indominus Rex.
when
dude.
they're fighting, it's from like a different type of perspective. So it just loses that point of view of the movie from like. But I guess at the same time, you can't. The shock value isn't there anymore. One, because technology is caught up, and then 2, we've done this.
Yeah.
Right.
But
and you had to make it bigger, and you had to make
Right.
it better.
It's not better.
And Lost World sucked, and Jurassic Park 3 was not very good.
Alan. I think of the talking velociraptor.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Alan.
Well, 3 was
Right,
really
were-
bad.
No, they were both
They were
bad.
both terrible.
2 was had moments of like
2 was
could be-
more campy, and I think they bought into that, like of a T-Rex loose in San
The
Diego.
scene that ruins it is when she swings from that pole and kicks
Yes.
the velociraptor out the door because she's a gymnast.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
I was like 12 or 13 and I was like, come on, stop it.
But
like-
it was campy, but I think they bought into it. And I think Jurassic Park 3, they tried to get more serious, and it just didn't play out very well. It was
Right.
stupid.
So are you a fan of Chris Pratt? Do you like the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's playing the same character in all of these movies. You know that,
I
right?
thought he was a little bit different. In
No, he's
Jurassic
Vince
World.
Vaughn. He's doing the Vince Vaughn thing. Like
I
everyone,
disagree. I disagree.
no, he's-
Andy,
disagree.
Andy is pretty stupid in Parks and Recreation.
no, but
Or ignorant,
but
I should
he's
say.
he's like a lovable goof. Like you know what I mean? Like he's a.
I
I
didn't
thought he
get
was
that.
a badass in
Yeah.
Jurassic
Yeah,
World.
Yeah, he
a
was a
total
little more
badass.
serious in Jurassic
Yeah.
World.
I-
I mean,
what
he
I-
still has the quips and stuff.
That's
He's a
what I'm saying.
ladies'
Where's the
man
alpha?
kind of thing.
You're looking
or like
at
in
him,
Parks and
kid.
Recreation.
Yeah.
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 Parks and Recreation, he wasn't a ladies' man or anything like that. He was Burt Macklin.
Burt
FBI.
Macklin.
I just generally I
Karate.
don't know. I
What is
think
the karate?
Johnny Karate.
Yeah, Johnny Karate.
but
Jonathan Karate. Serious one. I just watched that episode.
Johnny to
today,
my
so-
friends.
But that's my point. He's extremely lovable. Like if you watch the outtakes from Parks and Rec, like he is pulling those
Hilarious.
jokes all the time.
Of
Like,
course, yeah.
I guarantee most of the jokes he pulls and the one-liners on all of these movies are ad lib.
Well, somebody said that his part in Parks and Rec was supposed to be just for a few episodes.
I'm sure it was.
And then they liked him so much they wrote him into the show.
Right. That's when
I
you
don't know who
it's
that
good.
somebody was.
But is
Because he like went out of the credits at the beginning.
Oh,
for
really?
A little while, I think, and then he like came back.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
But did you? What about everybody else other than Chris Pratt? Did you like Bryce Dallas Howard? Her scream?
No, Jessica Chastain.
I have no idea
that
who
one
those
was
people
I
are.
know.
the
She,
redhead.
yeah, his
Who runs in
interest.
heels in mud.
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. Did you?
I didn't
Oh,
mind her.
well, the one thing I
I
loved.
did comment on the heels, though.
This is a little ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, the whole
I
thing
think
was
you did, yeah.
the sphere thing. The kids are in. How cool was that?
That was amazing.
That was
was-
the Jimmy Fallon part.
Oh,
That
stop
scene was
it!
excellent.
I like that. I actually like that Jimmy Fallon's in it. But
I hate you, Jimmy Fallon.
I know he hates Jimmy Fallon. He doesn't
so
like
do
when
I.
people laugh at their own jokes. I don't.
Just
I do it.
Stay in
Every,
character. Be a professional.
I love Jimmy Fallon.
see, this is
Whatever.
the Jimmy Fallon.
He's a
Mason
That's what
Dixon
gives
line?
me like real hope for the book, though.
Why?
'Cause there's just some people.
Oh God, really? The bars? You're saying the bars love?
I'm just saying that there's audiences for all kinds of different things.
Of
Some
course.
people- like I love Will Ferrell. My dad hates Will Ferrell.
I love Will
I
Ferrell.
also love her.
He's funny, yeah.
But What else did you guys like about the movie? I mean, you said it's better than the original. So what I mean,
that's not true. Only because they put Jurassic Park in Jurassic World. They had to do that to make it better. So
that's my favorite part of the movie is them taking the Jeep, walking into the atrium. I mean, that's
the guy's Jurassic Park shirt, all that kind of
I
stuff.
thought that was great, self-referential.
No, I liked it. I didn't mind it, And I think Jurassic World's a fine movie, but it's not better than Jurassic Park.
Are they planning?
Oh, yeah.
More?
Come on.
Because it was the highest... Is it the
highest grossing of... Other than...
I don't... It changes every week.
Last year it was the highest grossing, yeah.
And I forget his name, but I love Nick from New Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, what is his name?
Oh, I don't know him. I don't know his actual name, but what character does he play? I don't even remember.
In New Girl?
No.
He was the one in the Jurassic Park shirt.
Yeah.
In the control room.
He was the funny control room guy.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's weird because there's also another the girl that the girl that's also in that. She's a comedian. I can't remember her name, but she's on a podcast I listen to all the time. It's just weird, like choices for some of the side actors, especially for that kind of movie. And then you have what's the guy who runs Engine, freaking Vincent D'Onofrio, which I'm loving that
Kingpin.
Vincent D'Onofrio's like in everything now.
I don't know who that is.
He was Edgar in Men in Black. He was also
an Edgar suit.
More sugar, water. He was also Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket.
Got it.
So
Law
it's
and Order, right?
Yeah, Law and Order. He's just a weirdo, but I love that he's getting all these weird parts. Like he's fantastic in all these movies. But yeah, any other movies you watching? You told me you guys watched a movie. I want to talk about it.
I just watched The Good Dinosaur with Sawyer. That made me cry, but everything makes
just
me
like
cry now.
just like everything makes me cry right now. I still haven't seen it. Is it good?
Cute.
Dinosaur?
It's all right.
It's really
it's not the
cute.
best Pixar movie you're going to
No,
see, and it's
but
really
it's
pretty
cute.
though.
Yeah.
Did you?
It's fine.
Was it jarring between how? Because this is what I've heard people talk. We talked about it on the Pixar
Yeah.
episode. How cartoony the dinosaur looks, and then how magnificent the background looks. Was that
looks
weird?
Real. It looks real. It looks like they filmed real, like scenery, and then put in
Dinosaur,
the dinosaur.
like
That's the problem I had with it though. It's too different. But the designs of the dinosaurs and stuff changed mid production, I think. So that's why.
We're talking about a lot of dinosaur movies. Do you guys remember Baby?
No.
No. What is this?
It was when it's late 70s.
I wasn't born.
Oh yeah. So no, I don't.
Neither
remember.
were you.
It was no, I wasn't. But I watched it as a kid. But it was a movie about these guys who discover a baby like brontosaurus and.
Just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in some island. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. But that was the first time. I mean, you'd had like 2000 BC or whatever those movies were, where they had people being attacked by claymation dinosaurs.
Right,
but this
right,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
first
Land of
like
the Lost, I think is what it's called.
puppet dinosaur, like ET level.
It's like animatronic kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
I just remember Dinosaurs, the TGIF show. Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I was
absolutely.
just going to talk about that.
Not
yeah.
the baby.
Yeah.
They need to bring that back, right?
Not the
Yeah.
mama.
Not the
Yeah,
mama.
not
the mama, yeah.
Not the mama. That
I
show
think
was
the
on,
guy
like,
who
UPN or
does
something.
Elmo's voice is him, right? The baby?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Kevin Clash? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I
Well,
know-
I mean, at a
I
certain
know
point, it's all right. So
Yeah.
it's like just go
I'm
for
pretty
it.
sure.
But yeah, they need
Oh,
to bring
but-
that back. They need to bring back TGIF.
Yeah. Sabrina, the teenager.
Yeah, Sabrina.
Well, they brought back Boy Meets World or whatever.
And it's
or, well,
Girl Meets World, which I guess is pretty popular. I don't watch it, but I don't watch. The only thing I know about did you hear this news about? I know, sorry to tangent here, but some Nickelodeon star is now going to be in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Zendaya.
Yeah, the rumor is she's going to play Mary Jane.
Yeah, love
Watson.
interest. And
I think
like
she's from
people,
Disney.
yeah, she's from Disney,
The
right?
Disney
And
Channel.
I don't know who she is, but everyone on Twitter was like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever. I'm like, okay, cool. Like
More
first of all-
amazing than the fact that they're
super pretty.
rebooting Spider-Man again.
yeah, I'm okay with it. Marvel's enjoying.
Now that Marvel's doing it, yeah, I'm completely.
We're just
cool
like,
with it.
do whatever you want. Like,
Yeah.
just, I don't care. Honestly, I think they're, because of you guys saw,
Civil War.
spoiler alert for Civil War if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
I don't even think. Yeah.
No,
That's
but
a
I mean,
spoiler.
the ending of that movie shows
Yeah.
that, like, they're not even going to go into the whole powers thing. He's just going to be
He's
Spider-Man.
got it. He's going to help
Perfect.
Tony Stark. Perfect.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, we saw Batman versus Superman.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
that's what
Here
he
we go.
wants to talk
It's
about.
our obligatory Batman versus Superman.
All right, did you guys see the Ultimate Edition, the one that came
Yes.
out?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
one.
what did you? Okay, you probably have listened to our spoiler alert. You know what our thoughts are, but did you like the first Superman's Man of Steel?
Not really.
No,
no.
he like raged.
Yeah. People were clapping, and I was
He
like,
wanted to
"Stop
get up.
clapping!"
He was like, no, he was so mad.
Wait,
I
in
was
Man of
mad.
Steel?
Yeah.
At the movie
That's
theater?
funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're that guy who's saying, "Stop clapping."
Yeah.
I was like, "Stop
Oh my God,
clapping right
boo!"
now." I was pretty angry.
Why were you
mad
mad
at the end of Batman vs Superman?
Why were you mad?
Well, there were a couple things. One, that he killed Zod. I was like, come on. I understand he was put to the test, but this is like the whole thing about Superman and his like Boy Scout thing is like, he doesn't kill people.
But that's what I think Zack Snyder's trying to go for.
But you can't break the character in the first movie like that. Like,
well, they did it with Batman
vs Superman, so.
No, but almost, you know what it feels like sometimes with Zack Snyder? It feels like everyone's like, you can't do that. And he's like, watch me. And it's just like, I don't like.
It's an epic fail. So it's like you're putting your pride before success.
Yep.
I don't know if I tend to think he's not that.
He's putting his pride before the fans.
For sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't owe anything to them. He's the one that gets to make that movie he wants.
Yeah, well.
Anyways, so you didn't like Man of Steel.
No, well, and the other thing that I didn't like was the fight when they were in their suits, their little, kind of funny, their space suits for Earth, because they weren't suited for our environment or whatever. Yeah. And he fights the first one and he hits him so hard that it breaks, and then he has to be hauled off to the thing. And then he fights the other two and throws them through buildings for like the next half hour and nothing goes wrong. I'm like, if you're able to smash through one suit, you can smash through the next two. Why? Like, there was no kind of consistency with that.
I just have a problem with we'll get to the Batman versus Superman, but my biggest complaint with all of the Zack Snyder and the new DC EU or whatever they're calling it is just how easy all of the bad guys get everything they want, and it's just, here you go, because we've got to move on. We can't create a villain.
Plot is the only thing that's moving.
Well, we can't, and we can't create a barrier for the bad guy because we want the bad guy to be armed to the teeth at the end of this movie, and it's just like, it's never earned. None of it.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think? What did you guys think of Batman versus Superman?
We loved it.
You mean Batman talks smack about Superman?
Actually, it's Batman v Superman.
V
Dawn
Superman.
of Justice, David, get it right.
And you guys saw this because you want to see Suicide Squad, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What'd you think, Kayla?
I had no expectation for the movie, so it did better than no expectation.
Wow. There were flashing lights and sounds.
Yeah.
That is
sure you
probably
guys heard
the best
about-
review it's gotten.
I'm sure you heard about the disappointment before watching this, so you
That's
knew
why.
you were.
I just had
were expecting
the
anything great.
worst.
And that actually might have helped
nothing.
it. That might have helped it.
It did.
It's long. You guys saw the
Ultimate
Super
Edition,
Ultimate Edition, whatever. What I mean, do you get where he's going with the story? Do you appreciate the mood and the tone of what he's trying to do?
Dark, sad, never funny.
Does it feel like a Batman v Superman movie? When in your head, because both of you probably have a general idea of what you thought, maybe not because you said you had no expectation, but what you would think Batman would act like and Superman would act like.
I thought Batman was very true to...
I liked Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh, so did I. He was a great Batman.
Yeah.
I
Other
hated
than the whole
Jesse
killing people
Eisenberg as...
Oh,
Lex
not Michael
Luthor.
Cera was a terrible choice.
Stop it.
Michael Cera.
And again, we've hashed over this, but what did you guys not like about... Because I'm always interested, because it's a divisive movie. All of the DCEU movies so far have been pretty divisive, but...
Divisive meaning some people think they're good, some people think they're bad.
Some people love them. Some people love it. Like,
Is there anybody who loves
people.
them?
no, people love them.
I just didn't think it was Batman versus Superman. There was no Batman versus Superman.
Right.
There was like them
No, it
separately,
was for, like, 5 minutes.
talking about each other, and then they fought for like a second, and then they were like, "Your mom is my mom," and whatever, and then
What did you say?
Did you get that part?
And then they immediately that their
Like-
names are the same, and then
They're friends.
Now they're cool. Like
Duh!
I agree.
I can at least... They're
I get it.
the-
Like your
right.
mom's important. Like I understand, but it wasn't Batman versus Superman. I don't think.
Right. No, that's definitely the biggest point you can make is that it shouldn't have been called that. They should have just went with Superman 2.
Well, they should have just
No,
gone with just a Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, Dawn of Justice would have been the perfect.
And just skipped the whole Batman versus Superman.
But you don't get his...
I loved Wonder Woman. I thought she was like
You liked her?
gorgeous and amazing.
yeah,
Have you seen the trailer for the new Wonder Woman movie?
She did not talk like Wonder Woman talks.
How's
She's
Wonder Woman
supposed to
talk?
have like an accent, right? Or something.
Well, no, she's just supposed to talk in that ancient Greek or ancient Roman,
I don't care about that. She's been around long
I
enough.
thought
She's
she
picked
was-
up the
I really
lingo,
like
bro.
her.
She's on Twitter.
have at the...
Oh, yeah. No, I think she'll have some of that. The best part of that movie is the grin, right? She gets hit. She gets hit, and then she picks up her sword and her shield, and she grins.
It's like, oh yeah, let's do this.
I did not... I thought I was going to hate Doomsday. I did not hate that scene. They did a fairly good job. I didn't like the origin of Doomsday, and I thought that they could have done that whole thing in another movie, but I still didn't hate it as much as I expected. Which is the best I can say about that movie.
Right. You just did.
I did not hate it as much as I thought I would.
So would you were you ever gonna rewatch it? Are you interested in rewatching it?
Probably not.
You just need to get it over with so you can watch Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I really was interested in Suicide Squad. Now it's getting terrible reviews. So
it doesn't suffer from all the same problems I think that Batman vs. Superman.
It's definitely better than Batman vs. Superman.
I think so, but it's just a different type of movie. But we'll see. I'm excited. Fool me once, shame
Jared
on
Leto's
you.
Joker looks interesting.
Yeah, he's interesting in the movie. That's all I'll say.
But I heard he's mostly an extended cameo.
That's a good way to put it.
Go see the movie. Stop reading about it. Just go see
Yeah,
it.
that's...
I can't help it.
No, I know. All right. Anything else other than...
He's fishing.
You got to tell him how we watched, some of our stuff.
You got to ask him
what you doing. You just got to ask me what you're doing.
Oh, what are you doing, David?
There we go.
Thanks for asking, Kayla. See how that works? I did a couple things. We played a board game. I tricked Gerald into playing a board game. I almost forgot your name there for a second.
I like board games, David.
I know, but sometimes I feel like you're like, is it a video game board game? And I'm like, what does that even mean?
No, it's like, let's play a board game. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour of explanation, and then a couple turns of us not really know what we're doing, and then we'll get it. And
Yeah,
then
but this is the problem,
we
though.
have to stop.
There's all of those complicated board games. I can only play those with a certain crew because
It's true. It's hard.
Right, that's the problem, right?
I have a game that takes 4 to 12 hours to play.
I think
game is it?
they played that, didn't you?
What?
Diplomacy?
No, I've played it. We haven't played
No,
it, but
I've not
I've
played
played it. But I played it when I was like younger, and
Like in school.
Yeah, like high school. I played it, so different.
Yeah, a lot of schools do that. 4 to 12 hours.
Anyways, the game I played is based off of a video game. We played this day. It is Portal, the uncooperative cake acquisition game, based on the video game. The back of the box is amazing.
I love the back of the box.
So the entire thing is based...
It's like Tony Hawk and his mutant family.
They
Just
hate.
bored out of their
Yeah,
minds.
they
Let's
hate
turn
what
this
they're
around
doing.
so that
I don't know if they're
the
gonna be
people
able
at
to-
home
No,
can
Dave will
see.
put pictures
I'll
up.
put pictures up.
Okay.
But if you've played the Portal video game, the theme in this is dripping all over it. The sarcasm, the aperture science, telling
Cake
you
is a lie.
the cake is a lie. So basically what you're trying to do is you set up the board is set up of a bunch of test rooms, just like in the video game, and you have test subjects. So you start out with I think 10 test subjects.
So you're almost playing like Aperture Science. You're not playing as the subjects.
Yeah, and so what you're trying to do is gain these slices of cake. I think everybody starts out with 8 pieces of cake, but you have to get them into the laboratory. And the way you win the game, the object of the game is to get as many of your colored cake pieces and then either kill all of your test subjects or another player's test subjects.
To end the game.
That ends the game. And whoever has the most cake at the end, of course, just like in real life, wins.
Yep.
I didn't know if you guys knew that, but whoever has the most cake at the end when they die wins.
I'm winning so far.
But what's interesting about the game is there are these aperture science cards, which basically give you at the beginning of your turn, you can kind of do like a one-time take that. Some of it's
activate the turret or move the turret. Activate the companion cube, and the companion cube's adorable as always, right?
Yeah, they have like a little miniature companion. It's very cute. It's very if you know the game, and even when we read the rules, there's even
Did you read it in the
GLaDOS
robot?
chips in.
yeah, we
the
read it in
robot voice.
GLaDOS' voice. So the test rooms are it's a grid of 3 rows, and I think they're like 5 rooms deep. So it's like a 15 3x5 board grid. And during your turn, you play these aperture science cards, which kind of give you like a one-off ability. But when you play it, you have to flip it upside down. And when you flip it upside down in the discard pile, it says at the beginning of it changes the rules of the game.
The characters from the game as well. So you got like Wheatley, you got Chell, which is the main chick, right?
Yeah. So
characters
what
from the game that changed
the
From
rules?
Half-Life?
Huh?
Like from the Half-Life game? Or
No,
from
the chick you're playing as in Portal.
Because this is a spin-off of Half-Life, right?
Portal? No,
It's in the same universe, I think.
Because
Actually,
Aperture Science, isn't that the one? Isn't that the bad guy or
No, I don't
No,
think so.
Black Mesa. I don't think it's.
Black Mesa? Is the opposite the competition for Aperture?
I think like I said, I think it's all in the same universe, but I don't know if there's like a direct
I
correlation.
mean, I don't know a lot about this stuff, but that is one thing.
But what's cool is it has this cool mechanic of you play that kind of special ability, one-off ability, but when you play it, you're going to flip it over and you're going to change the rules, which usually benefit the very next player.
It's like a start of your turn and you've already used it, so you can't.
So you got to be careful. You don't want to play a bunch of really good cards and then basically buff your opponents for their next turn. Then you move your little test subjects throughout all the different rooms. And then at the end of your turn, you have to activate a room that's on the far right of the board. And if there's anybody in that room, you look at who has the most test subjects in that room, and they get a benefit based on whatever that room gives.
Like a piece of cake, additional test subjects,
whatever, yeah.
Cards.
And then you recycle that room. You take it from the right-hand side of the board, you flip it over, and you put it on the left-hand side. So think of like an endless runner, like a
conveyor belt.
Yeah, a conveyor belt. So it has this weird mechanic of trying to get as many pieces of cake, but then also axe off your test subjects when you have the most. But then also this abstract strategy part of trying to activate the correct rooms at the right time and then put them on the left-hand side of the... And then, of course, you have the portal gun, which allows you to shoot a portal from one test room to another so you can move people more quickly. It's got a lot of stuff going on. When we were playing it, it seemed like this really simple game. We're like, okay, get the most cake, then kill your people or kill the other people.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy, right? Piece of cake. Sorry, it's too simple. But we even thought the game was over. We were like, oh, the game's over, Gerald's going to win. And then we were like, wait, because of the rule set, this changed this rule, and now the game extends.
Yep.
And
I still won, by the way. Like
you still won. Later. You definitely won a couple turns later. But it's a fun game, and if you like Portal, the video game, you got to get this. Yeah. I mean, just the theme alone is hilarious, and it's weird. It's that just like in Portal. I guess not like in Portal, but in this game, it's like okay to kill your own test subjects, which is weird. Like, in any game where you're supposed to kill your own people, it's like, this feels odd. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. But you ended up winning because you had the most pieces of cake, and then you... and then you walked your people into the room with the turret and immediately murdered them all. And you're like, and I win! And I was like, really? You win by throwing your people in front of a turret. Great game. It's from Cryptozoic. They make a bunch of kind of licensed property type of games.
Sounds like Firefly, right?
That's a different company, but but usually, when people grab a license that's already pre-existing and make a board game, it's usually terrible. This one's not, and it feels like it's obviously not Portal the video game, but it does feel like a puzzle, which is the part of Portal that I think it pulls from the best. Right. So definitely check that out. It's Portal, the uncooperative cake acquisition game, which is a fantastic name. What you got?
And that made me think of another movie that we watched. Larry Gay.
What is that?
Renegade Male Flight Attendant.
Good job.
Watch it, people. Hulu. It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu?
It's on Hulu.
Nice.
Awesome.
Speaking of finishing things, this week I finished season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, which is cartoon. Well, he loves Star Wars. Oh yeah.
Rebels is so good.
No, it's really good. It's a 3D animation style.
On Disney XD.
Disney XD. The animation in the second season is amazing. Like it looks like a movie. Like it's getting to. And I saw the trailer for the next season coming up. And this is what's cool about the Rebels. If you guys don't know, it's all canon, meaning it flows into all of the stuff that is going to occur in the anthology movies and, of course, episode 7.
Yeah, it takes place in between 3 and 4.
So it's before New Hope
of the rebellion.
Yeah, and so these guys are the rebels, essentially, kind of building that before they become the quote unquote the Rebel Rebellion, Alliance. Yeah. Characters are really interesting. Of course, there's a couple Jedis in it, or like
one Jedi.
Technically.
One Padawan-ish.
Yeah, Padawan-ish and a Jedi. And then they have all of these. They have like a Mandalorian who's a good guy. Boba Fett was a Mandalorian. So it's cool.
Sabine, right?
Yeah, Sabine.
Stop talking to me like I don't know Star Wars.
No, I know, but I'm just saying generally for the audience too. It's really good. The problem that with these animated TV shows that are based off that they can't go crazy because it's canon. But they definitely, like, Darth Vader shows up in a couple episodes.
This is my gripe with it. So, like, the trailer for season 2 when it came out, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna see Vader. We're gonna see all these crazy things. Is that a B-Wing? Oh my god, it's a freaking B-Wing. I love B-Wings. It's so awesome. And then when you watch then when you watch the season's like, how many episodes is it? 13?
It's 20. It's like 19 or 20. It's a lot.
So when you watch it, the first episode's like the hour-long premiere. It's like, oh, this is awesome. Siege of Lothar. Yeah. Oh my god, we got all these classic things. Awesome. Then it's like, kid show. Like, it's all kind of like filler stuff. Nothing really happens. Oh, we got a B-Wing this episode. Cool.
Yeah.
We got a carrier this episode. Cool. And then the last 2 or 3 episodes, like, the S hits the F. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
We got Sith. We got Vader. it's just crazy.
The S hits the F.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch your letters.
Exactly.
But it's fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. I think what's cool about it now is that it's actually catching up to Rogue One. Mm-hmm. Like, they're getting really close.
I can't wait for that.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I just love the idea of like them backing up. Like they're like, we're gonna start running into characters like from the movies. Like I love when different media, like whether it be video games blending into a TV show or a TV show blending into a movie. I absolutely love that. I like the idea. What?
Well, no, that's
right there.
Back to Batman versus Superman and the new Justice League. You have the Flash and the Arrow characters already established in television. Why did they not bleed that over into the
That's
movies?
my
That's
point.
not serious enough for Zack Snyder. They're not jacked enough.
No, but that's my point. That's what I actually enjoy, that where you get
Right. I would have liked that too.
Right, and even like Marvel does it with the Netflix series of like Jessica Jones and Daredevil. Like those all bleed into the same thing. Now, granted, they're not the crossovers.
Shield
and Shield too. Like they all cross over. Shield probably does a little bit more than maybe the Netflix stuff.
They make references to it just like Netflix. You don't see a lot of direct stuff. You see like side characters.
Yeah, that's what happens here. Like Lando Calrissian shows up, but the only problem that, and we always talk about this, is like, man, this like it makes the universe seem a lot smaller when like the one character you know from the movie shows up in this. Like, come on, stop it. But they get away with the in between episodes because they're like, oh, we're trying to find fuel for the rebellion, so we have to go to this depot that's guarded by the Empire, and we have to take out these Imperial troopers, and then we get the fuel, and that's the whole episode, right? So it's very sitcom, sci-fi, but yeah, there's a couple episodes they throw in there that you're like, oh my gosh, that explains so much of what you see either in the Rogue One trailer or and I didn't watch all of what was the one on Cartoon Network? Yeah, Clone Wars. But apparently there's a character that everyone loves, Ahsoka Tano.
Mm-hmm. Ahsoka's awesome.
I suck a ton of what?
I know. I don't know. Sometimes Star Wars names are ridiculous, by the way. But she shows up and she's awesome. And it's a lot of fun.
Totally called that by when like Fulcrum's going to be Ahsoka.
Of course, yeah. But I'm not going to spoil anything at the end because you still need to go see it. And then season 3, they've shown some even new characters from the extended universe, which we talked about.
So that's the biggest thing. That's what people really like about Rebels is they're taking content from the EU, which is all quote unquote legends now.
So before Disney bought it,
canon.
Though.
Yeah.
So before Disney bought it, there was like hundreds and hundreds of Star Wars
books, all this kind of stuff.
And there was some confusion as to like, well, how does this all happen? Like,
what's canon, what's not, and because there's intersecting things. So like, Han and Leia have a kid here, but they don't have a kid, so it's just called confusing.
The kids started the Jedi.
Exactly. So they just nixed all of it, said none of that exists in the canon. This is what's canon.
Right.
But the show creator, David Filioni, I want to say his name is bringing stuff that wasn't canon into canon. So like, there's that big carrier ship that was like super, people were getting excited over that.
Yeah.
They're going to bring Thrawn back, which is from a trilogy of books called Heir to the Empire, I think. And he was a big character in Legend. They're bringing him into canon. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
All these.
Is Han Solo getting his own movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to get a prequel. And I had trouble with this. We talked about this a little bit a couple episodes ago where I was like, I don't know if I like the idea that him just being in a bar, showing up and he's in a bar. Like, that's the only backstory I need.
You were talking about that on the podcast, one of your earlier episodes, right? About wanting the Smuggler's Run type.
I would like to see like where he does
Fast and Furious in space.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun. And this is the thing. Like Disney's knocking it out of the park. I'm just like, I don't know what I want. Just you're gonna make it. If you make it good, I'll be fine. I don't care what it is. But yeah, go see Star Wars Rebels.
It's make the Kessler Run.
That's what I'm saying. Parsecs.
12
parsecs.
Yeah, which is apparently
distance,
not time. There you go.
Maybe in our galaxy, not theirs. Who knows?
Okay, last thing I want to talk about. This week I'm in a little bit of pain, but not as much as I was earlier this week.
Are you okay, David?
I'm okay.
You okay?
I got a pinched nerve in my shoulder and neck, and it sucked.
The old pinched nerve, huh?
Yeah, the old pinched nerve. I don't know what I did.
You're a lawyer.
I know. I push paper for a living. I typed that E key so hard, and it just popped out.
Delete.
I don't know what I did to it, which sucks because you always want like a good story when you hurt yourself. Like, oh, I got in a vicious, bar fight, but no, I think I
just woke up.
I reached for like a bowl of like Fruity Pebbles, and my arm fell off. So what I wanted to talk about, because it was like the one thing that sucks about the injuring the shoulder, I guess the area, because of course, like the first thing you look up is WebMD, and it makes you scared.
You have shoulder cancer.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the worst.
Shoulder.
Are you breathing? That's a symptom of shoulder cancer. It's like, oh god. No. So I look up. No, it hurts when I'm resting. So like when I lay on, like like when you're hurt, you're like, oh, you need rest, ice, elevate it, whatever, right? In a resting position, it hurts. Which I'm like, what? I don't know what to do anymore. I'm in pain at all times. This sucks. But you get through it. It's feeling a lot better now. But I wanted to talk about, because we've got some interesting stories here.
This is my moment to shine, because I get to complain.
Your guys' most painful experience, because the one thing that's weird about pain is like no one. this sounds great. No one can feel your pain. Let's get deep here. It's such a personal thing, right? The pain. Like some people say, I have a high...
You're talking about physical pain or emotional pain?
No, physical pain.
Jordan left.
No, physical pain. I'm just interested to hear some stories. Because again, it's like when someone's in, and this is not trying to, but you can't feel it, right? You've been in pain, but like if you get, I've never been shot, but I can assume that it probably hurts, right? But I wanted to ask you guys, what are some of the most painful experiences, physical pain? Let's not all start crying here. In your life. Because I always thought that's always an interesting thing. Who wants to start?
Let's start with Gerald.
Gerald?
I got a couple. I have the benefit of not breaking any major...
Yeah.
I haven't broken any major bones or anything in my body in my life or anything like that. So I'm hashtag blessed because of that. But
hashtag blessed.
but in high school, senior year, I used to go to 2 schools. Went to a tech school in the morning and then my regular high school in the afternoon. And in between, we had a longer break than the normal kids. We had like an hour and 15 minutes or something break in between. We'd go to my buddy's house who lived on an orange grove and ride go-karts. And of course, when you're a high schooler, what do you do with go-karts? You build ramps, you build things to run into. So a little bit after, I'm the next one taking the jump and flipped the go-kart and like got my wrist took on it. And I'm pretty sure I fractured my wrist.
Oh.
Didn't have medical insurance, so couldn't really get it looked at. Just hurt a lot for like 2 weeks. Couldn't really move it. And even now, no, it doesn't hurt anymore. But I used to I can't put my wrist all the way to like.
You didn't go to the doctor?
No.
What?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I did that.
It hurt really bad for a couple weeks, but it eventually healed.
Your wrist was broken, and you're just like, yeah.
I don't think it was broken. Maybe like a hairline fracture.
Welcome to the
it
lives
hurt
of
a
poor
lot.
people, okay?
I suppose.
David with his health insurance. Look at me.
Okay, these were the days before Obama.
Yeah, I suppose.
We did what we had to do.
But other than that, my brother threw a leather-bound phone book in my face one time. Brothers fight, right? We didn't really fight too much.
Hold on. Leather bound?
Yeah, so we had
Where did you get your phone book?
Yeah, I don't know. So
Maybe
it
you
was a regular phone book, but it had like a sleeve. You know when you like got textbooks, you have to make the sleep or whatever. It was like a hardcover,
a book cover.
Yeah, it was like a hard book cover that you put.
You
your
guys
phone
really
book in.
cared about your phone books.
I didn't. Apparently, my brother didn't because he threw it in my face, and it really hurt.
Did it break your nose?
No, it just really hurt.
This was back before Google. You had to. Your phone book was important.
They still give it to you.
I'm pretty sure I deserved it. I was like, I'm probably making fun of him or something, and he just like threw it in my face.
See, that's the problem. Like you guys are twins, so it's like it's not a younger brother. You can't beat up on your younger brother.
Yeah,
Brandon.
What? He deserved it too.
Speaking of, what do you got, Brandon? That's really.
No, we're going to pass this on to Kayla.
Kayla,
Okay.
let's talk about a pain. You got a physical pain? Birth?
Like birth.
Like your birth?
Other than that.
It's like, wow, I can remember.
That was the emotional.
See, now, the thing, obviously.
Women always go to giving birth. You never did anything else? That was.
You don't even know, Brandon.
You don't even know.
You've never broken a bone or anything?
No.
See, what? I broke my arm.
Like, so you have nothing to compare it to. you take the one.
She's like,
being videotaped.
We're being videotaped and you can't beat me.
That's true.
But wait till we get
No, I was there. It was awful. I totally.
My ears hurt really loud.
I can't even sympathize because it was so
No,
much
I found
pain.
out that I got really quiet. And it's
when you're in pain,
I
you
think
just
watching me, it would be really sad. So I feel kind of bad for Brandon because I was just really quiet and just crying.
You're like the silent sufferer.
Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
which is like more terrifying to a certain extent because you're like, she's in so much pain she can't even like
scream.
She can't even have emotion. Yeah, it's like lack of emotion.
There's nothing you can do either. Like the woman you love is in the worst pain of her life, and you're like, ice chips. Can we get you more
I'm gonna
ice
get you a
chips?
glass of water. I'll be right back.
You can't even get them water. They're not even allowed water. They're ice chips. I was ice chip bitch. That was my job.
Oh man. Did okay. Other than what do you got? I know you got some.
You know I've got stuff. Is there anything worse than not worse than childbirth? Do you have anything else that
As a
was
kid
up
or
there
anything?
in the?
I mean, things happened to me. Like I had surgery on both my eyes, but I was
okay.
like,
Well, that seems
like
painful.
6 months, so I don't. Remember.
Okay, gotcha.
You had
was
your
too-
heart stopped.
What?
So that wasn't
Though.
pain though, I guess. Yeah.
I was in middle school and my heart started beating. It sounds weird, like your heart starts beating really fast, but it was really fast. And I went to the nurse and she listened to my heart and it was like over 200.
Holy crap.
Jeez.
So they called the ambulance, obviously. And I was more terrified of like people seeing me.
Right, you don't want to be the kid that gets pulled away like in an ambulance in school because that's not cool.
No.
Right. Like let me die.
Yeah, so
That would be cooler.
They tried doing some stuff and it wasn't working, so they actually injected me with something that stopped my heart for 8 seconds, and they were all just kind of like waiting. And that's the weirdest feeling ever. Having your
Did you see a light?
No,
Did you cross over?
She wasn't going that direction.
I was super tense, and then all of a sudden, my whole body was just like,
well,
like
you're dying.
Crazy, yeah.
What did they inject you with?
I don't know.
It's good stuff, man.
But then it started. Obviously, I'm here.
Yeah.
Made it.
And then, I was just worried about, because they want to take
How
me out
cool
on a
you looked?
stretcher. Yeah. So I was like, please, can I walk? Like, can I just walk out there? And they were like, no, Kayla, you have to like go on the stretcher. Like, this is legit. So
I think I like either sprained my ankle really bad in high school, like really, really bad, almost broke it. And I had to like have crutches. Doctor's like, okay, you need to be on crutches for a few days. And I was like, that ain't happening. So I just like made like one hopping on one foot look cool.
Yeah, like
you lean on stuff and you're like, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, like it's just the stuff is like, if you had a time machine, I'd go back and slap myself and be like, stop it.
I wouldn't care about this. I mean, I played Master the Gathering and was in band, so like my nerd would always like do the.
It's good.
It already sucked. I was already a super nerd, so like I didn't.
Yeah, there's a certain point about. There's a good thing about being, at a certain level. You don't have. You don't have.
I'm already at the bottom. You can't get any lower than that, right?
You
can't get any uncooler. You're like, no.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. All right, Brandon.
All right.
I know all the pain you've been in.
You do.
We were roommates in college where Brandon severely injured himself multiple times.
Yes, but the most recent and one of the sadder ones was last week.
You hurt yourself?
I actually hurt my back. Okay, so it's not that I hurt my back that was the problem. It was how I hurt my back.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
It's good. We're going to get real here.
Yeah. Playing pool.
Oh, really?
I hurt my back playing pool. My fat ass went down to rack the balls.
Oh, you weren't even shooting.
Not even shooting.
You were racking.
I was racking. I went down. I kneeled down to rack the balls. I squatted.
Yeah.
Started to lose my balance because I'm fat. Caught
Equilibrium's all off, man.
Yeah. Caught myself in mid-fall.
Yeah.
And tweaked my back. And I was, 3-4 days I was out.
How old are you again?
I'm old. Well, it's not really the years.
It billiards, so he's old enough.
Get the billiard balls.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Where were you? Were you at like a pool hall?
I was at like
Is it a billiard
bar.
hall?
Yeah, I was at a billiard hall.
Billiard hall.
No, I was at a bar. I was at
backs.
PT's.
Did they help you? Because that's a big
No, I mean, I was fine then, but it started to hurt.
Oh, you had like,
and then,
you was like, ooh.
I woke up the next morning and my back, I just couldn't. It wasn't as bad, but it was almost as bad as when we were living together and I threw my back out. Legit threw my back out.
I think you were like,
this was bad too. Jesus, I get hurt in the worst ways.
I've always seen like TV.
I just
like,
pretend they're football injuries.
Old guys are like, "Oh, my back," and like they can't move. Is that real? Like,
no, it does. Yeah,
it's
bad. Yeah, if you throw out your back, it sucks because you can't. You're like completely debilitated. Yeah.
So before I got my cush job, just flying around the country and not doing anything, I used to work for the cable company.
Yep.
And I would carry around these heavy reels of cable and doing like line work and
you know
stuff.
What he used to tell? I'm a low, what'd you call it? Low energy or low voltage?
I'm a low voltage electrician.
That's what he would tell people.
No, that was after I got out of the cable company.
Okay.
I actually was a low voltage electrician.
Sure.
Did like home automation systems and stuff, but this is before that. Anyway. Man, automatic blinds do not install themselves. Okay.
Anyways.
So I'm climbing in people's attics, climbing up telephone poles. I'm carrying around all these heavy cables, but that's not how I hurt my back. I'm sure that's what led to it. But I hurt my back carrying my porta-sub sandwich up my flight of stairs on my lunch break.
Is that double meat on that sandwich?
I should not have got the double meat. Nope.
You came home.
Came home and realized that I could not move, had to call in for the rest of my day, and then this jackass invites our friend over and starts watching comedy shows on TV.
Which I don't know if you know this, but if you laugh when you have a thrown out back.
Oh my God.
The funniest thing happens.
The entire night was me going,
Whoa.
It's like, we just changed the channel, please.
It was probably one of the greatest days of my life. I couldn't stop laughing. And then he would laugh at us laughing, and then he'd cry.
Oh,
and then
it
we'd
hurt
laugh.
so bad.
It was just
and
awesome feedback.
We brought my buddy TJ over, and he's, I don't know if you guys
Aqua Teen
Hunger Force.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the Travis of the Cosmos episode?
Yeah.
I am Travis of the Cosmos. I come to Earth looking for a job with 401k. I rule you, suck it dry.
But he could nail it. I think we actually got him to do
401k.
401k. And TJ just keeps doing this, Travis the Cosmos, and I'm just dying laughing, and they're laughing because I'm in so much pain, and I hate them. But still, not the worst pain of my life.
Okay, this is
when I was in high school, I tore the tendon off I was playing tennis and tore the tendon off my ankle, and I didn't have insurance.
The Achilles, or
no, the outside tendon. So I didn't have insurance. Had to just like rinse some crutches and man up. And
yeah. Mr. Portisub's up a set of stairs. Yeah, go ahead.
At least this was a sports injury, kinda. It was tennis. It's still kind of gay, but it was at least a sport. Anyway, so that's like a permanent injury. Sometimes I'll be walking down the street and my ankle will just give out because it healed all wrong. Yeah,
it just like falls over.
I went to a doctor years
later.
And
I don't have a tendon there anymore.
I went to a doctor for another broken bone years later, and then I was like, "Hey, can you take an X-ray of my ankle?" Because a couple years back I did some messed up stuff to it, and he took an X-ray. He's like, "Oh my god,
it's totally jacked
He's
up.
like, "There's nothing we can do for you."
I thought you were going to talk about the.
No, that's still not the worst. Pain of my life. I'm just trying to get all of the times I've been in total pain out of the way so that everybody knows when I say what caused me the most pain, they know I'm serious, and I've been through a few. When I was a low voltage electrician.
Yes, this is a great story.
I was wiring a new house, and I had stripped a couple of cables before I had ran them. And I was too lazy to climb up a ladder to pass them through the cross beams in the attic, but it was still open. It was a new house. So
attic. Yeah.
So I threw them over.
I'll give the sound effects.
Thank you. That doesn't bring back terrible memories or anything. And I was not wearing protective eyewear. And these cables came back at velocity exactly right to stick me in my left eye.
Wait, I'm sorry.
So he throws them over the crossbeam. It goes over the crossbeam, loops
above me.
Yeah, loops back, comes down. Strikes him right in the face.
Oh, right in the face. Took me out. So I tried to finish the job.
When I open, or
because this is the thing.
I'm a man. That's
I think Brandon's just like, I'm fine. I
did. I was like, no, I can do this.
Because like, one of the things when you get hurt, like even when you're a kid, like it's the reaction of your parent freaking out, right? So if you don't have anybody there to be like, Jesus. Like, look at all that blood. You're just like, I think I'm okay. Right? Like,
especially if you're working. I mean, you don't want to call and be like, I poke myself in the eye. I can't finish this.
I cut the tip of my finger off in a meat slicer. I've been through some pain. I've been through a lot of different things.
That's how I got the Portisub sandwich.
Yeah. So, like, I've been through a lot of pain. I have a pretty high pain tolerance. So when it stuck me in the eye, it hurt really bad. But I was like, I think I'm all right.
Get through this, yeah.
About 30 minutes maybe later, I was like, I'm not all right. my eye was tearing up, and the salt from the tears was like in the wound.
What did your eye look like?
Like a red, swollen.
Yeah. So you ended up going to the doctor. They told you what? What ended up?
That it had thankfully not punctured, but had scratched my cornea.
Oh, jeez.
Scratched his cornea.
And they said, this is pain. They said it was one of the worst things that you could ever do to yourself. They said the pain was similar to breaking your femur.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty bad.
So they were like, here's some lidocaine eye drops, right? So this will numb your eye. Don't take them. Because doctors are masochists. They said that it would retard the healing process. So if I took them, then it would take longer for my eye to heal. So
to take it when it's like really bad.
Right.
Yeah, when it's like unbearable.
It was just for absolute last minute
like, holy crap,
relief.
I can't take this pain. Yeah.
Right.
So I go home and I'm like, I can't open my eye.
Hold on, you're missing a part. We had to go pick up this medication.
Why don't you tell it?
No, but
it's like your favorite story.
It's great. Well, it's terrible because I'm glad you're okay now. But we had to go pick up this medication. Do you remember this part? At the CVS?
Was I like screaming in
so we're in the CVS and he obviously can't see anything, right? But if he's gonna buy this like narcotic, he has to you have to show that you can't just walk in and say, I'd like some.
I can't believe they gave us medication.
Oh, I can.
Raving like a lunatic.
So I'm at the counter and I'm like, he needs some, whatever's listed on the prescription filled, right? And he's over in the corner and he's just screaming.
It hurts so bad.
And the lady's like, the pharmacist.
I think that's an exaggeration.
No, it was not. Everybody in the store is like, what is going on back there?
I mean, did you walk in screaming? Or?
No, because he was
it would just, okay, so here's what would happen. So I'd have my eyes shut, right? And as long as I had my left eye shut, nothing hurt. But the moment I when you looked or moved your eye,
scratch, right?
Yeah, it would move against whatever my eyelid, and it would cause horrendous pain. And so if I had to blink or something, just that little bit of movement,
or you moving your other eye to look,
right?
So anyways,
so I had to keep them both shut in order to not feel pain. So we were in there, and I'm trying to keep my eye open so I can see where I'm going, right? And then you get dry eye, and then you blink, and then that hurts, and then you move your eye, and then that hurts, and that's when I started screaming.
The pharmacist is like, I'll fill it right now. Normally they're like, come back in
10-20 minute wait.
Yeah, he was like, I'll go get it right now. Just wait right here. So anyways,
this was back when I was not the calm, normal person that I am
He
now.
was screaming. Like, everyone in there knew.
Like blood curdling.
Seriously, people thought someone was murdering someone in the back of the CVS. I take him home, right? So we get him home. You worked to heal yourself up, but what did you had to, because you said you had to close both eyes, right? Because you could keep one open, but it was like hard.
So, because when you move one eye, it moves the other, and that causes pain. So.
Right. So I would just have to keep both closed. And if I kept both closed, that was the most comfortable position I could. But then I'm basically blind.
No, you are blind. That's not basically blind.
You have light sensitivity, but yeah.
Sure.
So for I don't know, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, you just
I was pretty much blind all the time. Had my eyes closed and had to have David kind of lead me around places.
Yeah. Which was awesome.
But David's a dick.
We lived in this apartment, I want to say, for probably at least 8 months. So when we were at home, he knew the lay of the land and stuff like that. And he had taken obviously days off of work. So in the middle of the night, like a good roommate, I started moving all the furniture around.
Yeah, he did.
I moved the couch. I moved all of the stuff where stuff to cook with was. So I come home and he's
that is a true story.
He finally comes, because we're whatever. I'm a jerk. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
The sad part is I didn't get to see him walk around in it because I just had to go to work. But I come home and he's sitting on the couch, which is now up against the wall and turned over, and all of a sudden he's like, "You're a dick. You're a dick." I would like to leave. I would stop being your roommate if I could fill out paperwork to leave. He was so mad at me, but it was a great practical job. I mean, how often do you
have
that?
to take advantage of that.
I mean, come on.
I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
But so I remember we were we'd have to go out in public and stuff, and
no, for a period of time you had a.
Well, this is before
okay.
that, but just when I had to keep both eyes shut for the first couple days, and I don't remember. Maybe it was when we went to get the prescription, and I'm like, I keep ducking, and he's like, "What are you ducking for?" And I'm like, "Well, because we keep going from light to shadow, and I think it's, and I don't trust you enough not to lock me into stuff."
How awesome would that be? But I just can't imagine you just being like, "What the hell's going on? Why is what did he move all the what the?" That was great. I wish I was there to see it.
So then the next step after I was able to open my eye, I got an eye patch, because then I could keep my left eye open. I could keep both eyes open, and then it just hurt when I blinked, which I tried not to do.
Now, you used to not have a goatee. You were clean shaven when you worked at the cable company.
No, I had a beard.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you had this, you had a beard when you worked there.
And not a cool pirate beard either. It was this
too lazy
gross
to shave
cable
beard.
guy. Yeah, gross, too lazy to shave beard. And
but he got to wear.
It was like a neck beard. It didn't even come up up here.
Yeah, I've been there.
But but he had to wear an eye patch.
I had
he
to
was
wear my
miserable,
eye patch.
and he had this beard. I was like, "You are the most morose looking dude I've ever met, man."
He's like, "You look like Snake Plissken."
He did. From Escape from LA. It was the coolest guy ever. I was like, "We need to take you outside and do stuff."
I would go to Walmart to get something, and mothers would take their children to other aisles.
Don't stare, honey.
Because he would always just have this really, painful look on his
You're
face.
in constant pain, yeah.
He's just
Oh yeah. Oh, it's just a constant grimace.
First of all, anybody who walks around with an eye patch,
Stay away.
Stay away. I mean, it doesn't matter what the problem is. It just immediately you're like, that's a pirate. I know what he will do.
And to give you an idea of the pain,
Yeah.
it hurt. My left eye hurt for the next 5 years.
Jesus.
It wasn't something that just healed overnight. It would cause me, my eye would get dry in the middle of the night and I'd wake up screaming.
Yeah, that would happen every once in a while.
Jesus.
While I lived with him, he would just wake up screaming in pain, and I'm like, I don't know if I should, is there an exorcism going on in that room? I don't want to open the door.
Shut up, I gotta work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and for years it was like that.
You all right there?
Yeah, I just keep knocking.
You can't see it? Your depth perception's all off?
Oh, there's so many things that you don't know you really need your vision for.
Yeah,
I'd assume a lot of things.
Just next time you go to the restroom, just shut your eyes.
I've done it the late, late at night. It's worse, but yeah.
But the eye patch, you ended up wearing the eye patch for a period of time, and of course, like any good roommate, I said we should go to a
Renaissance fair. Of course.
Man, the amount of attention that he got.
So you did go?
No, we went because Mom was in town, and they were like, "Oh, let's go." I think your sister was in town too. Let's go to the Renaissance fair. So I'm like, okay. At this point, like I'm feeling I can get up and out of the house. Like my eye's not healed, but I'm able to do stuff. So we went to the Renaissance fair, and everyone thought I was part of the. Like I was in costume. We got an awesome picture with me and a pirate on stilts.
Yep, that was great. So much fun. And it was funny because people were like, you're at the wrong fair, buddy. This is Renaissance, not pirate.
Pirate fair is down the street.
It was so much fun.
Thank you.
But if you've ever wanted to see Brandon look more badass, him eating like a giant turkey leg, all pissed off with an eye patch and a neck beard, like that was worth it, I think, that photo alone. But yeah, anything else other than that?
No, that was the worst pain of my life.
Does it still bother you every once in a while?
It's gotten better. Not often.
Okay, that's good to know.
What's weird about it now is that I'm allergic to cats and dogs and stuff in my left eye.
Like more
Is
sensitive.
that the injured one or the non-injured one?
That's the injured one.
Weird.
Yeah,
you wear eye protection now when you like
just one goggle.
a monocle?
Anytime that there's something in the air, that my left eye will get red and puffy,
right,
and watery, and my right eye, no problem.
Weird.
Makes all you did was give birth, Kayla. Big deal.
I know. How many years did that pain last for? She's still counting. It's like I'll let you know when it stops.
Like I said, good stories about pain. But I do want to end the podcast on a positive note. Me and Gerald, because we're crazy, and anytime there's new food that comes out that's ridiculous, we have to go eat it. Me and Gerald,
look at me. Am I right?
Me and Gerald went on a bit of a field trip. We went and tried out the new Burger King Whopperrito, which is what everyone was asking for. Can you make my Whopper a burrito? I
want my Whopper to fit a cup holder so I can drive while eating. It's very simple.
Is that really what it is? It's a Whopper? I haven't even heard of it before.
Well, we're going to show some video and stuff, but we'll give our reaction because we talked about it a little bit. I'll cut some of the video and the audio here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it some more. All right, so this is our trip to Burger King.
Again,
we had success with the mac and Cheetos, and now we are headed back.
David, why is Burger King the purveyor of
ridiculous
these
food?
New hybrid fast food items?
Usually they say if you're not cheating, you're not trying, I suppose. I don't know.
I mean, Taco Bell's normally the champ, right? They got like the the Fruity Pebbles balls. You don't remember those?
I missed that. I love Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, it was like Fruity Pebble balls.
All I know about this, first of all, I think the name is wonderful.
I think it points out exactly what it is, David.
No, I know, but I mean, I saw like a photo of it, which it's just, what, do they chop up the beef and strips?
I didn't see anything. I'm trying to keep my mind fresh. You know, I don't want to get spoiled. Well, literally. I hope it's fresh cooked food, David.
Yeah, I don't understand why Burger King has become the purveyor of...
I know exactly why, David.
Why?
Because they have terrible food.
Oh,
and no one eats at Burger King.
That's not true.
No, it is true. I'm sure Burger King is one of the least visited fast food restaurants because it's declined sharply in quality. They're trying with like the $1.50 get like a million nuggets thing, and those nuggets are terrible.
I don't think they're that.
Yeah, ever since it's bought by that Canadian company.
Oh, now you're gonna get the wrath of the Canadians.
So are we just getting 2 Whopperritos?
I think so.
We're gonna stick with the ices?
No, I'm gonna get a Coke. I gotta get a Diet Coke. Gotta watch my lady figure. Good afternoon. Welcome to Burger King. How can I help you today? Hi, can we get 2 Whopperitos? One with no onion. And just burrito? Yeah, just 2 burritos.
Hi, honey. 1142.
Have you had one of the burrito or Whopperitos?
Yeah, they're good.
They're good?
They're so good, actually, that we just pulled out of the meat and we're making fresh ones, so I'm going to have you guys pull around real quick.
No
okay,
problem.
Sounds good. Does it come with like hot sauce or something or no?
The queso sauce is kind of sticky in the last bud.
Oh, there's queso sauce in it.
But we have buffalo or something if you guys want to add that.
No, that's good. We'll go with the standard queso sauce. So just right out front?
Uh-huh.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Apparently every time we come here and we do one of these, they
know, they see it, they're like, we got to get these guys the freshest product we can muster.
Because when you order a Whopperito, you only deserve the best. we've got like little bits of beef with, it looks like a
pickles. We got tomatoes. Those are the onions that you said not to, and then wrapped in lettuce, and then a tortilla. But we got some cheese sauce. She mentioned the queso sauce.
On the bottom has no onion.
All right, thank you.
Yep. My body is so ready.
Okay.
Check that box.
So far.
I'm just gonna eat this. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to eat it.
Go for it. So it smells like it's got a lot of lettuce in it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So far, you're not throwing up. So here we go. Wow.
That sauce.
It's way more
taco
flavored. No, but it's way more taco flavored.
Yeah.
There's like cumin and.
It's just that sauce, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This isn't bad.
No, good.
Like, honestly.
Well,
it's a ground beef, but it's like, I thought this was going to be. Say spit up here.
Look.
I thought this was going to be.
Like bigger.
Yeah, but it's not like a. Huh.
It tastes like a burger patty and someone chopped it up.
The pickles are weird. Pickles in a burrito are weird. Not gonna lie, that is the most off-putting part.
Yeah, that's really the only thing, because everything else you'd get in a normal, like, taco burrito. Lettuce, beef, tomatoes,
I would
onions.
say, my suggestion, don't get the pickle.
It doesn't taste like a Whopper at all.
No. More on the emphasis on the Rito and less of the Whopper. Not bad, though. Honestly, not bad. I think this is better than what I thought it was going to be, because it doesn't taste like I thought it was going to taste. So what would you give this? Grade it.
Well, what's the scale? Our standard review?
Standard review. Thumbs up. Excellent food. Thumbs to the side.
Meh.
Meh. And again, this is based. It's on a curve, right? We're not like comparing this to filet mignon. We're comparing it to Burger King's other fine.
Would I definitely get it again? Would I maybe get it again? Or would I never get it again?
There you go. That's a better. There we go. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Better than I thought.
Yeah.
But this is going to give me a stomach ache for sure. Okay, so what generally we talked about, I know that sounds
We're back.
We're back. But yeah, basically it's not a Whopper as a burrito. It's a burrito.
It's a ground beef burrito with taco like cheese sauce, and it has everything you find on a Whopper. So it has onions, tomato, lettuce, pickles, and it tastes like a normal beef burrito you can get at Taco Bell.
But with pickles.
Yeah, that was the weird part. I was like, why is there pickles in my burrito? Definitely do not get the pickles in the burrito. It's gross. But it wasn't bad. It was just...
As you said, it was more Rito than Whop. Than Whopper.
More Rito than less Whop. I thought I wasn't going to like it, but I think I liked it.
Yeah, that's fine.
More than I thought I was going to. But it's not... Burger King, stop it. Knock it off.
It's the only thing that can help them, save them, because they have crappy
Are they the
food.
one who did the Cheeto mac and Cheetos?
Mac and
yeah,
Cheetos.
those were amazing.
I thought that was Taco Bell.
Nope.
No, they're Doritos. It's all...
They had the Dorito
Locos.
tacos,
Yeah.
which I heard are amazing.
They are pretty good.
If I
Cool
didn't
Ranch
hate
one all the
Taco
way.
Bells, no, Cool Ranch Doritos are not even allowed in my house.
Why? Because they're too good?
They're awful.
Oh, you don't like them?
No.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Brandon.
What?
I'm going to stab you
You
in
know
the
what
other
else isn't allowed in my house? Corn nuts.
I'm indifferent.
That's fine.
That's a road trip food.
But most especially not Cool Ranch corn nuts.
Cool Ranch Doritos are like, it's the best flavor.
Yeah, it is really
Yeah.
good.
They
I'm it's not the best. I'm still
You're voted out, Brandon.
nacho cheese, but I get down to some Cool Ranch.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta mix it up. Anyways, that was us checking out the Whopperrito. Gotta end the podcast on something positive instead of stabbing each other in the eye.
It's the worst.
By the way, I did want to mention this, since it is fantasy football season's gearing up here. I was interested in starting up a sit-down standard league, with some of our viewers and listeners. Me and Gerald will do it. Maybe we'll get you guys to sign up. We'll see. But if you are interested, all you need to do is send us an email telling us that you're interested. We'll set up a time. We'll coordinate stuff. But we want to at least have a 10-team league.
Yeah, at least.
And then we'll do it through ESPN. It'll be an online draft. It should be fun.
Do you watch the league?
No. Well, I have watched it.
So 9-team league.
A 9-team league.
Like you're in a 9-team league.
So send us your email if you're interested, or just you can always send us a question. Remember, we still always have Ask Sit Down Standard, where if you send an email, we will give you, and we pick it as the best email of the week. You will get a $5 gift card to Amazon,
Steam,
or Starbucks.
Yep.
You like one of those three, right? One of those three.
Everyone likes one of those three.
But yeah, you can send us an email too.
Sitdownstandard@gmail.com.
If you want to buy some awesome clothes, go to
LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe
by Kayla Peterson.
LuLaRoe by
Don't
Kayla.
prep the. Yeah, you
Right?
want to. Yeah.
Come on, we're doing
Screwing up your own
company.
plug.
Come on, we got to plug. And if you want to read some awesome science fiction literature,
You're going to go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Google Play and look for Dark Horizon by Eric J. Kumik.
there you go.
The ghostwriter name, or is that his real name?
No, that's my buddy that
That's a
published
good-
it. I just...
That's
You guys should
good name.
take both their names and make a name out of both of them, and that's the.
Yeah, there you go.
although he has a good. That's a good
Brandick.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
All right. Well, till next time. Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.